and the crook.
Well, actually...
And I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just to by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0!
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt, the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crook.
Well, actually...
They're here with Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders, and I'm here to tell you, oh, my sisters. When I say sisters, I mean, that includes you white women. You just as bad. Every time you think it's safe to go into the water, sisters, with your passports and travel to other countries, y'all just do some stuff that's so off the wall, stuff that the passport bros and the black expat and men that travel haven't even thought about doing. You guys are mortgaging your houses and sending the money to Africa? Ladies, you're taking the money from your college loan and sending it to Africa? Ladies, you are selling your cars and sending the money to an Afro-Brazilian? Ladies, the men are known for doing a lot of things. I get it. But we ain't never been known for mortgaging our homes, giving away our college loan money, and selling our car so we can send our money to a woman in another country that we've never met. Yeah, we're known for throwing out a few $100 here and there. But y'all giving out commas, not just zeros, for men in other countries. And the question we have is, why? Why is this, ladies? We're going to hear some horror stories tonight. Get your popcorn ready, guys. Get you a drink in hand. It is Friday night, and I'm here to tell you, you're going to spend a lot of time tonight just shaking your head like, what are they thinking? I don't know. That's my answer. Before we even start this episode, and you're going to be asking yourself, Dre, what were they thinking? I am going to give you my answer already. I don't know what the heck they were thinking. I don't know what these women, a woman and her emotions and her money are not good friends. I'll say this again. It seems like, Passport Sisters, your emotions and your money must not be good friends, because somehow when your emotions get involved, your money somehow rapidly disappears. We're going to talk about that here tonight on Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Shout out to all you got, bruh. This is gonna be a good one. We got nothing but Passport Sis horror stories, tales from the crypt, if you will, the crypt keeper, if you will. I kid you not. Some of these stories, you're like, are you serious? Yes. Passport Sisters are mortgaging their homes to send the money to these dudes. These women are taking them. You know, when you go get your college loan money, you know, that's for school, or you can put that in a bank account for pay for books and stuff. These women are sending the college money to the brothers in Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. The brothers in Ghana are getting paid from these ladies doing refi on the house or selling one of their cars. I can't believe this. I can't believe you ladies out there doing this. What, fellas, we are not repoing. We are not getting our cars repoed so we can send the money to some chick in DR. This is crazy, man. Let's get ready with the shout out. Shout out to all you guys that are supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Bitcoin. We appreciate you gentlemen tonight, especially on a Friday night. Numero uno, salute to you, Ahmad Milner in the building. Number one tonight. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you are here. Let me make sure I got all this set just right. Okay, cool. Shout out to my brother Shitsnerville. Glad that you're here. Glad to see that you're here. He said, what's good, Dre? He said, and the chat family. We got a good one tonight, brother. Go ahead, get you something to drink. I don't care if it's bottled water. I don't care if it's your favorite shot, whatever your favorite elixir is. I don't care if it's a cold beer. I don't care if it's warm milk or a smoothie. Guys, you're going to be sitting back tonight like, what are they thinking? We all want love. But if you got to go pay for it like that, we're going to see one dude just tell this chick, I'm done with you. I would rather... Passport Sisters are doing so bad. They down so bad that even when they get dudes back to the States, a huge pool of the dudes leave and go back home. I want to say that again. Passport Sisters are doing so bad that even when they get the guy to the United States, in their houses, a huge pool of these men, I'm going back home. I'm going back home. They would rather live in poverty, or they would rather, I don't want to say that they're living in poverty. Yes, I do. Because if you go into certain parts of the rural area of Guyana to get you a man, if you go into the rural area, not the big city, not the advanced areas of Nigeria, if you go into the rural area of Ethiopia or Eritrea looking for a man, Yeah, you going into the impoverished area. That's in any country. And I'm here to tell you, it's a shame that these dudes say, I would rather live in my country while it's developing than to live in America with you. And these dudes are going back. They're leaving. Shout out to David Dice of the Dice family. Salute to you, Dave. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Dave says, he said, I know I say this is my favorite live stream all the time. He said, but I'm going to have to say it again. I'm going to have to say it. Bruh, oh my goodness. Ladies, we love you. Get it together. Get it together, ladies. This is not that serious. These women are sitting this level of money and haven't even met the men. These women are buying plane tickets and meeting these men for the first time and have never seen these men living condition. And so when they get there, these women are in for a rude awakening. Perception is reality. For tonight, brother, your title is the theme of tonight's episode. Perception is reality. These women can't see anything. But Brother Dave said the reason why Quality Brothers fund success because we know how to conduct ourselves and stay on learner mode. Absolutely correct. Stay on learner mode. We're always out to learn something. Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family says this. Salute, Dre. And he said salute to Dave, but salute to Dave and salute to you, Bobby. Glad to see that you're here and salute to the chat. And there we go. Salute Dre and Andrea. Continued success. Hoping all is well. It is. We're doing pretty good. Shout out to Jay Casey in the building. Jay says this. They said salute family. Hey Jay, we got a good one, brother. Hey Jay. Oh, get ready to get your laughter on, brother. You're gonna spend a lot. Like I said, my answer for tonight's episode is I don't know. I don't know why they do what they do. Here's the funny part. The same things that we ask them to do, they would rather do it for and with a foreign man. You ask her to help you build that business? No. But let a Nigerian dude say, I need 20,000 USD to build a business. She gonna put her house up for sale for the Nigerian dude. You let her know that there's something going on with the transmission of our vehicle. We need to drop a new transmission in there. She gonna call it struggle love. But she'll get to Ghana. He ain't even got a horse. These women are willing to do for and pay for foreign men. Let you pick up your girl from the airport. Let's say your girl lived in another city. She lives outside of Atlanta. You living in Tampa or California, right? For example. Let you pick your girl up from the airport. Then you tell your girl, this is supposed to be your woman, not some chick. This is supposed to be your woman. And y'all drive right to the gas station. You fill up the gas tank. And you tell your girl you ain't got the money for the gas. Your girl gonna tell you, take me right back to the airport, right? But they not telling them Guyanese dudes that. They are not telling them foreign men that. Those women are filling up gas tanks overseas, paying for the hotel room, paying to go see the Michael Jackson movie. They're paying for the condoms. They're paying for the plan B. As long as they get smashed by them African brothers and them South American brothers, it don't matter. Them women coming out of that paper. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's the new hustle. You ready? Let me get rid of this for a second. Here's the new hustle. The new hustle is for American men to start lying. Here's the new hustle. American men, you need to start lying and saying that you're a foreign man. If you want to get American women to support you, I don't care, black, white, whatever it is, you want American women to support you, lie and say that you're a foreign dude. Just pretend like you got an accent. You don't even know what country you're imitating. Just pretend like you have an accent. American women gonna support you. I don't care if you white dude, pretend like you from Ukraine. Pretend like you from Italy. Watch how much support you get. Watch she stop yelling at you. Watch that American woman start making you hot meals. All you got to do is just lie to American women and pretend that you foreign now. That's the new hookup. I'm giving y'all the hookup, fellas. I'm giving you the new 2026, 2027 Hashitashi 3000 hookup. Do not let American women know that you're from America. Go and get your lie right. Get a fake accent. Learn a little Spanish. Let her think that you Afro-Colombian. Learn a little Swahili. Let her think that you from, South America, Kenya somewhere. Watch her open up that purse. Watch her all of a sudden she want to be patient with you now that she know you from Kenya. Watch her act like she got some sense in her head because she feel like if I get out of hand, he gonna pop me upside the head like a lot of African dudes. So I better be quiet. I better be. You want a submissive woman? You want a woman that's fit, feminine, friendly, supportive, submissive? American men, that's what you want? Lie and pretend like you from another country. All you black men, you better start talking like Idris Elba. You better get you a British accent. You better start watching some British television. Get your British accent down, mate. Everybody need to be mate from now on. How you doing, mate? What's going on, mate? Everything gonna be mate from now on. American women gonna pay for your college scholarship. They're gonna pay for your clothes, your shoes, and support you and be right there during graduation. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Why? Because she think that you're a foreign man and she think that she came up. She ain't know that you were born in St. Louis. That's the new hookup for 2026. American men faking like we foreign men. I'm telling y'all, because the stuff that they are willing to do for foreign men and they are not willing to do for you American dudes, they are not going to the gym for you American dudes. That's why America, no matter what color, 70% of American women are considered fat or obese. They ain't going to the gym for you. I'm sorry, bro. School, they ain't going to school for you. They'll go to school for themselves and for their kids. They ain't going to school for you. Get rid of that attitude. Take that weave out their head. They ain't do it. They ain't taking that weave out there. You could forget about that woman getting rid of them eyelashes as long as you're American. As long as you're American, she gonna have that lace front. She gonna have on 3 layers of makeup as long as she think you American. The moment that she feels like you a foreigner, like you from Ethiopia, Kenya, Afro-Colombian, Afro-Brazil, bruh. The moment that white woman realized that you are from Sweden, Switzerland, Holland, everything gonna change. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all the hookup. Your brother, I'm giving y'all the brotherly love hookup. Fake for 2026, the rest of the year, y'all need to be getting an accent. Y'all need to learn like a little bit of Spanish. Get you a little accent popping off. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm giving you the hookup. I'm giving y'all like the television that's coming right off the truck. Let me get 5 of them televisions for $200. I'm giving y'all 5 televisions, 50, the 60-inch, 65-inch screens 5 of them for $200. Get you an accent. Pretend like you don't be going around singing the Star Spangled Banner. Get that out your head. Do not be walking around the United States like put your damn hand down. You're supposed to be pretending like you a foreigner. Put your hand right here. Do not be talking about every time they play the Star Spangled Banner, you better not be caught humming, whistling the Star Spangled Banner, singing the Star Spangled Banner. None of that. You're supposed to mess the words up. And the Baptist red Claire and in the air gave her to the night that the was still there. You're supposed to be faking it all. Oh, say, can that purple rain banner, yeah. Well, that's how you're supposed to be. If you want all the benefits that American women will give you, you got to act like you a foreign dude. Because with foreign men, they get gravy. You want to get some Cash App money sent to you? You want to get the Venmo? You want somebody to pay for your brush waves? Somebody to pay for your afro? You want that manicure? The pedicure? You better get you a foreign accent, because American women will get the manicure, the pedicure, get your mustache and beard trimmed up just right. They'll hire somebody to brush your brush waves for you. You ain't got to brush your waves at all. They will hire some female to come over and brush your waves 3 times a week. But if they ever find out that you are an American man, all them benefits are gone. They're gone. Okay, if I'm lying, remember the movie. Okay, y'all think I'm lying. Remember the movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. The moment Angela Bassett and Whoopi Goldberg heard Taye Diggs with that fake, one of the worst Jamaican accents I ever heard, right? Even Jamaican brothers was like, what is he trying to do? That ain't how we talk. He faked like he was Jamaican. Did not, from that moment on, Angela Bassett paid for this. She paid for the flights. She paid for his visa. She let him stay in her little mansion. She had a child. She ain't give a damn if that child likes Taye Diggs or not. That was her Jamaican sex toy. She paid for all the meals while they was in Jamaica, all the meals outside of Jamaica, any condom, any freaky deaky toys that they use, the blindfolds, the whips, the chains, all that, the roses, the dildo, all that. Angela Bassett in the whole movie paid for everything. When they got in an argument, she didn't say, go back to Jamaica, did she? How'd the movie end? As long as he had that fake Jamaican accent, she was willing to do some struggle love. Right? These women wrote a book called Waiting to Exhale about allowing the foreign dude to get away with what you American men, you UK men, you Canadian men will never get away with the woman from your country. They will never fly you from one state to another state. You ain't got to worry about that. They'll never pay for all the meals. You ain't got to worry about that. American men, you ain't gonna never worry about her putting for the most part, put you on her health benefits, put you on her life insurance policy, paying for all the sex toys. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You American. American women ain't doing none of that for you. But boy, the moment that you have a fake Taye Diggs Jamaican accent, it ain't even got to be good. Watch American women open up those purses. If you think I'm lying, okay, watch this episode tonight. If you think I'm lying about these American women and how they spend and splurge on foreign men, not me. It may not be you, boo, but your cousin do. I'm going to say that again. Sister, It may not be you, but you got a girlfriend, a cousin that's flying to another country and found her some love on some island. She done went to Jamaica, got rafted and rammed on the raft. She done went to DR and got that coochie stretched out in DR. Every time you turn around, they trying to drag a Dominican brother back to the States. Am I lying? I think I think next to the African brothers, the Dominican brothers always getting drugged back to the States. Dominican brothers ain't got to own a bowl of Fruit Loops to get American woman with money. He don't own a bowl of Fruit Loops. And them American women be going crazy. So I'm telling y'all, since we already look like the Dominican brothers, we look like the African brothers, we look like the Colombian brothers, we already look like the Brazilian brothers, white dudes, you already look like the European brothers. Go and get you a fake French accent. Go and fake them out with the old, you know they love Italian accents. Go and fake them out with the old Italian. Learn you a little bit of Italian. Tell her you from Venice. Tell her you from Naples, Italy. Tell her you from the Canary Islands outside of Spain. Tell her you from that area, right? I know you from Chicago, but she don't need to know that. This is the hookup. This is the hustle. She don't need to hear you talk like you from Chicago. Do not be going to pizza spots. You supposed to pretend like you a real Italian. You supposed to be in America criticizing our pizzas. Do not be going into spots ordering Chicago style pizza. She gonna catch on. She gonna know that you American. So every time you go to a pizza spot or a pasta spot, just criticize everything. Just pretend like, hey, in Italy, that's not how we do it. And watch her pay for everything. Watch her pay for everything. Everything, Dre? Everything. Everything. Shout out to all 51 of you brothers here. I just gave you the hookup. Don't be coming with no excuses like, man, I'm broke, bruh. I ain't got no money, man. What I'm gonna do, man? I just lost my job. You better get you a fake accent and pretend like you from another country and watch how American women gonna pay for your bills for the next year and a half until you get back on your feet. Tax season, y'all supposed to be faking. Tax season come, y'all supposed to be faking like y'all from the Caribbean. Like, tax season here. I'm about to get paid. American women love paying for foreign men. Watch this, okay? Just watch this episode if you think I'm lying. Shout out to the Detroit boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Yes, sir. Detroit and VA is in the building. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Charles B representing. Salute to you as well, my brother. Hope everything is going great with you, Charles. I really do. And my brother, LAJ, Mr. Jake Fleming himself in the building. And Slick gets it. Yes, he does. Shout out to you, brother. Right on cue, because we got my brother Flicky Sticky here too. Oh, we got a good show tonight. He said, "What's up, Dre?" He said, "What's up on this great Friday?" Oh man, we're gonna have fun with this live stream. We're gonna have some fun with this live stream because we got my brother Nick in the building too. Good evening, Andre and chat brethren. He said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Okay. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. T-Mac, the Medellin men are in the building. Salute to you, T-Mac. Hope everything's going great over there with you guys on the other side of the country. And my boy Cool T representing. He said, God bless you, my brother. God bless all of us. Hope you're having a great evening because we're going to have some fun tonight, guys. We are going to have some fun tonight. Poor man says this. He said, Dre, I remember that video. She said, you get deported if you leave me. And she said, and he said, I don't care. I don't care. Yes, sir. Them dudes do not care if you send them back home. Andrew said, another passport sister crash out? 1. Oh, we got about 4 or 5 tonight. We got 4 or 5 women telling their stories about how they crashed. You see me rubbing my head already. Rubbing my brow already, bruh. Wait till y'all see these stories tonight. Y'all gonna be like, the first thing that came to my mind with these stories, do these women have an older brother or a dad to kind of give them some advice? But what happened was a lot of these women did not reach out to the males in their lives on purpose. I'm going to say that again. Some of the ladies are going to say they did not reach out to the males back home because they knew you men, their uncles, their brothers, their cousins, their male co-workers, male friends back home would have told them, if you don't get your butt home, you would have told them to come back home. You would have told them to stop spending money on those foreign men. So instead of listening to you guys, they didn't call you. They didn't call you. They wouldn't text you. You didn't even know they was out of the country. I'm going to say this again. Some of y'all got female cousins out of the country right now, and you don't even know it. And she's spending that money. And she refused to call you to get some advice about DR, even though she know you've been to DR 12 times over the last 3 years. And she won't call you for advice. That's how easy these women are getting scammed. My brother Florida Gator is in the building. We got a good one tonight, Florida. Florida, we got a good one tonight, brother. We got a good one. He said, good day, Dre. To you, Dre and Andrea. Still rolling through the 813. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're always in the 813.
We in Tampa, 813, Trigger City. Let's get it.
Shout out to Tampa. Heading back to Texas. Ooh, that's a long ride or flight. He said, I hope all is well in Cali. Cali, yes, sir. Things are great here in Cali, Colombia. Weather has been a little volatile. 1 minute is warm. Next minute is rainy, but everything's been pretty good. Let's keep some prayers going for Mexico. They had an earthquake, 7.4. So Mexico had an earthquake. I don't know. These earthquakes are not just becoming more common, but they are very strong. Very strong. Yes, sir. He said, Ghana brother might need some new sandals. I know, right? Sending him the money. It don't cost $20,000 for some sandals, but they sending that type of money. Shout out to you, brother. Let's get started. IMF says this. He say, truth. He say, in a British accent, my name is Lord Cornelius Vanderbilt. You know, a Cumberbot the third. Keisha likes, where you from, brother? I'm from Detroit. Detroit, Michigan.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Right. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all the hook up. Y'all laughing at your boy, but I'm telling y'all the truth. Right. He said, I'm from Russia. Dagestan. I'm from Dagestan, Russia, mixed with with a split splash of Jamaican. With a split splash of Jamaican. Yes, sir. I'm telling y'all the truth, brother. Shout out to my brother Victory in the building. Glad to see you, Vic. You right on cue, brother. You are right on cue. Oh, Andrew Craig says this. Andrew Craig Jr. says this. He say, Dre, thanks for the ideas. Got several accent ideas to choose from. Might be good time to see family in London. Absolutely correct, man. I'm telling y'all. I am telling you, brothers. Shout out to my brother Delwin. He's gifted 1 Andre Love Crossing Borders membership. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you for blessing somebody. Really appreciate that. And welcome to the live stream tonight. By the way, brother, welcome to the live stream. Zeta says this. Zeta's in the building. He says, that's why you stop dealing with American women. That's the rule. Just leave them alone. He said another idea. American men go to Europe and keep their accent and swag. This is true. European women will show up and show out, literally. Yes, sir. You know how they love us American men. He say, what's up, chat family? Again, this is my second channel. Oh, okay, cool. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I hope you're having a great day, Vic. He said Ecuadorian brothers too. Yeah. Yeah. Because you know, Ecuador, they use the US dollar as well. Shout out to my brother, A Conversation with Ivan in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. Yes, sir. He says this. Oh, and that's what you know. He said it is time. Sin is without verte. Oh man, you got me. Verte is oh man. The last word you got me off. You got me. There's no time. Let me see if I got how close I got. Let me know how I did. Ivan, let me know how I did. Shout out to you, brother. Will is in the building. Will says this. He said bed doves pay a man for freight overseas, but crap on 50. Make it make sense. They won't do 50-50 with us, but they will mortgage their houses for foreign men. They will mortgage their house for a foreign man, but they won't even do 50-50 with us. Wait till y'all hear these stories tonight, man. You know what? You're going to laugh and you're going to be pissed at the same time tonight. That's what's going to happen tonight. You will laugh, but a little bit of you is going to be like, what? These the same chicks that told us I don't do 50-50. And they're correct. They don't do 50-50 with the foreign man. They do 100. They do 100. He said, yeah, I see how the energy changes when it's a foreign black man or white dude. That's why I go foreign. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Once again, shout out to Pharaoh Ishmael in the building. He said, one heifer went to Africa, a sex tour, and says that she got used like an ATM. Bruh. And that is very, very common. Very common. Shout out to Florida Gator once again. He said, but hey, there's no such thing as global warming. I know, right? With all these earthquakes and everything going on around here. Let me scroll down a little further, make sure we got everybody, including my brother Juman in the building. Let me make sure I got my brother. Let me scroll down. Look like I got everybody. So right here, IMF says this. He said, escape the plantation, save yourself, black men. He said, save money, but government bonds. Good point. We don't talk enough about that. I'll say that again for some of you guys that might be leaving in about 10 years. Nothing wrong with putting some money in some bonds and let it sit. That is so true. Let them pay you for 30 years in yearly coupons while you live abroad. That is bingo. Bingo. I got family members doing that right now. I kid you not, IMF. I got family members doing exactly what you said. Instead of coming over, sooner, they realize it's going to be a few years, so they start putting their money in bonds, as well as other investments. Yep. Absolutely correct. Zeta says they own one. Mr. Darkness himself is in the navigator. He said they pay the bills of their unemployed, muscular African boyfriend and will brag about him. Be all over social media like this, my man. But when it comes to us, they don't do none of that for us. Shout out to our brothers in Southeast Asia, in the Philippines, Ronin Travelers. Shout out to you, brother. Good morning to you. Hope you're enjoying your morning thus far, my brother. I still want to do a live stream with you. I got to send you that video. I already have it here, but I got to send it to you so you can do a review so you can see what we're going to be doing a video together on. Let me write that down. I'll send that to you after the show tonight. IMF says this. He said, peace and blessings, Jamal, to all the other brothers here. Shout out to you, brother. And shout out to Average Man. Yep. Salute to all you brothers here. Pharaoh says this with the 2 months membership. He said, I just can't wait to become the Lance Vance of the GTA Vice City. I know, right? like the place of Panama. I also can't wait to eat jumbo cinnamon Panama Latina cakes. That sounds good. That sounds good. Let me not hold you gentlemen up. Ronan says this. He said, no problem. Just email me. He said, I'll get it on the schedule. Okay, cool. Cool. Perfect, Ronan. Thank you. And we're going to end it right now with our brother, Chris Jeezy, in the building. Glad to see that you're here, Chris. Let's switch the music over. All right, guys. In the words of MTR, with no further ado, shout out to my brother Jay Anderson, the great being in the building as well. And salute to you, Jay. Salute to you as well. Let's get started with the videos. I'm laughing because I've already seen the video. So this sister right here, she's gonna come out the gate snapping on Passport Sistas for spending money.
I need you guys to understand that men are not the only ones traveling to poorer countries for sex tourism. Women are doing this too. And the reason why they're getting away with it is because everybody is so busy focused on the men that are doing this. And sure, there is a bit of a power imbalance between men and women in general, which is why people tend to focus on the men who take advantage of vulnerable women. But I think it's just as disgusting and pathetic for women to travel to poorer countries and weaponize their social currency for intimacy and validation. These types of videos are all over TikTok. They'll say things like, you need to travel to Jamaica, Colombia, or Brazil while single. Why are you traveling to these countries with a boyfriend? Ladies, that is sex tourism, okay? And just because you hide it behind vague language like traveling while single doesn't mean that the subtext is lost on people. You're dehumanizing an entire population and basically implying that these countries are a sexual playground for single women who are looking for intimacy. And a lot of you would say that, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, people are allowed to travel while single. It is that serious because you know exactly what you're doing, right? You know exactly what you're doing when you're telling and encouraging other women to travel to other countries for sexual intimacy. That is dehumanizing behavior. And I'm sure you wouldn't be okay with a man coming on camera and saying that to an audience of men. So you shouldn't do it either. There is nothing wrong with finding love abroad, but when you exploit a socioeconomic gap to guarantee intimacy and command attention from people in developing countries.
I'm going to say this part before she comes to her and we get into the videos. Women and men like this, fuck them. I said I wasn't going to curse, but I mean that. Fuck people like this. Not because of the sex tourism part, because I'm with her on that part. But I'm tired of people assuming that we are so shallow that we go to countries that are impoverished. But then when you get there, Thailand looks better than many cities in the United States. Philippines look better than many areas throughout Canada. UK can compete with many cities in Brazil. I hate when people try to sit back and say it's as if we're going to countries with women that got flies on their faces, or even women are going to countries where men are sitting up there at the airport with a bowl in their hand. I don't like when men talk like this about other countries, which they probably have never been to. And if they've been to it, they visit the tourist areas, but they've never been in the real areas. So when you hear people talking like this, fuck them and the horse they rode in on. It's amazing how they know that at home, we got enough sense to go to school. We got enough sense to go into the military and build careers. We got enough sense to build businesses. We got enough sense to get a good job and get promotions. We got enough sense to live in good neighborhoods and raise our kids. So as men and women, we got enough sense to do all these things while in the States. But it's funny that when we leave the States, everybody assumes we're stupid. Everybody assumes that we go for the stupidest girl in the town. The women go for the stupidest guy in the town. Now, it's true. It's true that passport bro or black men that travel or white men that travel, we do have an upper hand because we're the pursuers. Therefore, we can make a decision on who we want. Do I want her or do I want to get with her? So yes, we do have those options. Yes. And no matter how much money an American woman has, she still has to be chosen as a woman. When she's in the United States or in Canada, UK, in the West, she still has to be chosen. But that doesn't mean that all these women that go to foreign countries are only going for the broke brothers. There are a lot of good guys that are in Nigeria that I'm seeing sisters in good relationships with. There are a lot of white guys or white women that are in good relationships with guys from Italy and with guys from Spain. And this guy is not a dummy. He's a well-educated person with a good career in his country. I'm tired of Americans assuming that we only go for impoverished, broken people. You just trying to take advantage of the economic scenario of the fact that you bring in more money. Nobody even thinks. We do not get off planes thinking about, yeah, I'm gonna get the coochie because the dollar is worth. You can go to Brazil all you want, but if that Brazilian chick don't want to be with you, it don't matter how much money you got. You can go to Brazil, and if a Brazilian chick wants to be with you, it may take less than what you thought. It may cost less than what you thought, but that doesn't mean that we're going to Brazil and then we're tracking through the jungles of Brazil. We're trying to avoid cheetahs and not cheetahs, but we're trying to avoid leopards and anacondas. And finally, we've made it to the village. And in the village, we see the chief, and we offer the chief a bag of coffee in exchange to be with his daughters. Because that's how American women like this and American men like this talk about the passport bros, talk about the passport sisters, talk about the expats, talk about the digital nomads, talk about you ex-military brothers, as if we know how to be smart in the United States, but when it comes to another country, as soon as we get on a plane, we're the dumbest people that ever walked the planet. I'm tired of that narrative being sold. So when I say F people like this and the horse they ran in on because they don't know what the heck they're talking about when it comes to women going to other countries or when it comes to us men going to other countries, nobody is thinking about geo arbitrage and thinking like, yeah, she gonna love me because my dollar is worth more. Are there people like that in all countries, including the United States, that want to use us for money? Yes, there are women in the States that want to use us for money, just like there are some women in other countries that want to use us for money. But that's not everybody. And I'll say that's not the majority of American women, and there's not the majority of women outside of America. That's not the majority of men want to use women in the United States, and the majority of men outside the United States are not trying to use the women. But to sell that narrative, like every time we leave America, if we're not on the plantation, then we're stupid, and we only want stupid women that can't speak English, and they don't know how to do anything, and they take a bath in a river. I'm tired of that. So go ahead, sister, sell your lie. Sell it to yourself. But I'm just here to let you know, you and other Americans that criticize us, males and females, that go to other countries, I'm here to tell you this. We don't care because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm tired of that one. We just dummies. Let's continue on. Shout out to brother JB in the building. Jay says this. He said they say that stuff because they don't want to believe women abroad can be better quality than they are. Absolutely correct. That's a great point. Nick says this. She should know that the broke ones are the ones that stuck in the States. That's stuck in the States. The fellas with the bread are jumping on these planes, and the sisters, the ladies, in other words, are jumping on these planes, traveling and exploring the world. They're going to quit acting like we're going into jungles looking for the poorest person. Leo says this. Shout out to Leo in the building. He say, talking about us with 3 kids hidden in the other room and 2 baby daddies. They always want to do live streams when the kids go to sleep. Once the kids go to sleep, all of a sudden they want to go live or they want to record a video with her weave on. Don't tell us to be real until you decide to be real. Can we see your real hair? Trying to talk about passport sisters and passport bros as if you cooked. Shout out to Miss American in the building. As if you cooked. Excellent evening, brother. Shout out to Crypto Dragon Emperor in the building. Glad to see that you're here. He says these stank American FBA heifers are mad because their stock value has crashed. This is so true. So true. And shout out to my brother Elham. He said they don't want you to have all together now options. Options.
Something that would be harder to attain in your home environment. I think that that's very sinister, and you should probably unpack why you're doing it, why you're able to get away with it, and
she says something that's harder for us to attain in our home country. Bruh. If women like this realize how many millions of y'all we ran through before we left the United States, I don't know why y'all try to act like we didn't run through y'all. Ladies, we didn't have sex with y'all. I'm sorry. We ran through y'all in the droves. We ran through the white girls. We ran through the black girls in the States. We ran through the Latin girls in the States. We ran through the Middle Eastern girls in the States. Ran through them Asian chicks in the States. Ran rampant. Y'all coochie is so easy to get with that feminism. Y'all made having sex with y'all so easy and easy to run through y'all because y'all thought it was a part of your liberation. And I'm every womanism and all that stuff. I'm every woman. It's all in me. No, we all was in you. Us men was all in you. The reason why many men left was not because we couldn't get the sex, ladies. I'm going to say this again. We did not leave because we wasn't running rampant between your legs. The reason we left is because after sex, you offered us nothing that was worth it. You offered us nothing other than what's between your legs. Nothing of true value. And so we realized, let's go and look for women that offer something other than what's between their legs. Shout out to all you ladies that gave us between your legs. But I'm here to tell you, there's more than what the average man does not want. A woman that could just give us sex only. I know y'all think we think like that, but we're not morons. We want, if we're thinking about 30, 40, 50 years, I don't want to be with somebody for 40 years that can only give me sex, but you're dumber than a box of rocks. Ladies, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all ready? One of the reasons we would kick y'all out of our apartments or kick y'all out the house the next morning or that same night after sex, you want to know the reason? You want to know the truth? Because after I had an orgasm, post-nut clarity told me you had nothing of value to talk about, to be about, you weren't worth it. And I'm talking about many of you sisters that got degrees, you got promotions, you're very educated. Some of y'all, if you're not talking about your career or your job or your money or tangible things, I swear you are only worth a good orgasm and getting kicked the hell out the house. If I had $1 for every chick who I had to tell, grab your heels while I grab this doorknob. Because while you putting on your shoes, I'm opening up this door, give you a little kiss. I'll walk you through the parking lot, make sure you get in your car. And I'm so glad when I see your license plate drive away, because you offer me nothing but some good sex. And that happened over and over and over and over. Well, you chose the wrong ones. Who else could I choose? I chose the ones that you said went to church. She was the same way. The one that went to the mosques and the temples, she was the same way. The business women, she was the same way. The ones that was in the gym with the fit bodies, she was the same way. The ones that sat back and had a great career, she was the same way. The nurses, the female police officers, the females that were part of politics, every single one of y'all were the same way. So what you saying is ain't no good women in the United States? No, I'm not saying that there aren't any good women in the United States. Thank you, babe. What I'm saying is it's hard and not as easy as you think to find a good woman in the United States. You ladies think because you are in masses and it is 10-1 that it's easier to choose or find or come across a good woman. Did not, ladies, you go to church. Did not your Bible say in Proverbs 31, who can find a good woman? How it is rare to find a good woman. Proverbs 31:10. I'm paraphrasing. It is rare to find a good woman. Proverbs also said, he that findeth a wife has found a good thing and favor with the Lord. Didn't it say that? In other words, paraphrase, God had to do us a favor for us to even find a good woman. Has found favor with the Lord. God did you a favor. He had to do me a favor if I was going to find a good woman in the West. So just because it's a mass of you, there means a mass of you who are feminists and sexual revolution, and we can do what men can do. Cool. We got all the sex from y'all. But I'm telling you, after I bust that good one, ladies, I had to kick you out. Fellas, if you knew how I wear size 13. If you knew how many women I put my foot in their back and kicked them out the bed. You know, size 13 to the average woman, that's her whole vertebrae. I'm using whole foot to vertebrae. Kicking them into the shower. By the time they get done with the shower, I used to always say, make sure you grab your heels because I'm about to grab this doorknob. And I didn't care if they left out happy. I don't care if they left out sad. I didn't care if they left out mad. They had nothing to offer, even after orgasm. I was like, man, she seems like she cool people, man. I want to get to know her. No, 90% of y'all I slept with, I did not want to get to know. I did not, and I'm not the only man. I am not the only man that kicked chicks out the house or you left her crib and you probably went back to smash it 2 weeks later. Some of y'all, your conversation, ladies, is so dead that I don't even want to come back tomorrow to get the coochie. I come back in 2 weeks. I come back in 2 weeks. I come back in 2 weeks. I don't call you. You don't call me. Don't text me. Don't worry about you. You ain't never got to worry about me trying to text you to start a conversation, because every time I did talk to you, it was so dry. It was so uneventful. It was nothing that made me say, this wifey right here. This is wifey right here. This going to be a girlfriend experience. Nothing about it other than your sex game. And that's why on social media, many of y'all brag about your good look, because that's all you offer. Good. That's all you offer. And so now y'all all over social media talking about, I can make it wet. I can make it slide. Don't get mad at me if I make your sheets all wet because I bust all over the place. That's all y'all bragging about now. Y'all sex game. You know why? Because you have nothing else to offer. So after having sex with y'all in the millions, men start to realize, if I'm getting older, I need quality. So men said, let me get my mom passport and see what else is out here. There was no guarantees, ladies, when we left the United States that we're going to find quality women. I'll say this again. When we left, we knew there was no guarantees that we're going to find a wife, a girlfriend, 2 or 3 girlfriends. There was no guarantee. But we knew one thing. It was better than what we just left back home. Because all we left back home in the United States was a bunch of women that told us and showed us that you were good for nothing but sex. That's it. And you can shout me down if you want to, but it's true. It's true. And you can blame it on the other women saying, well, you picked the wrong women. It's true, ladies. It is rare there are a lot of good women in the States. A lot of amazing women in the States. But that ain't most of y'all. That ain't most of y'all. And that's serious. Shout out to you, brothers. Let's bring this back for the guys that weren't here. We're still at the beginning.
I need you guys to understand that men are not the only ones traveling to poorer countries for sex tourism. Women are doing this too. And the reason why they're getting away with it is because everybody is so busy focused on the men that are doing this. And sure, there is a bit of a power imbalance between men and women in general, which is why people tend to focus on the men who take advantage of vulnerable women. But I think it's just as disgusting and pathetic for women to travel to poorer countries and weaponize their social currency for intimacy and validation. These types of videos are all over TikTok. They'll say things like, you need to travel to Jamaica, Colombia, or Brazil while single. Why are you traveling to these countries with a boyfriend? Ladies, that is sex tourism, okay? And just because you hide it behind vague language like traveling while single doesn't mean that the subtext is lost on people. You're dehumanizing an entire population and basically implying that these countries are a sexual playground for single women who are looking for intimacy. And a lot of you would say that, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, people are allowed to travel while single. It is that serious because you know exactly what you're doing, right? You know exactly what you're doing when you're telling and encouraging other women to travel to other countries for sexual intimacy. That is dehumanizing behavior. And I'm sure you wouldn't be okay with a man coming on camera and saying that to an audience of men. So you shouldn't do it either. There is nothing wrong with finding love abroad, but when you exploit a socioeconomic gap to guarantee intimacy and command attention from people in developing countries, something that would be harder to attain in your home environment, I think that that's very sinister, and you should probably unpack why you're doing it, why you're able to get away with it, and the larger implications of your behavior.
I was on Tariq Nasheed's live stream a couple nights ago, and I was listening in as he was talking to this Black American lady who...
Before we go any further with this one, because this one, the first crash out story is this sister here. Media Man did a reaction to her. Shout out to T-Mac, who and a couple of other brothers that sent me this clip when Media Man did a reaction to it. So I figured we do one as well. But let's get to the super chats first before we get started with her crash out story. Like I said, we got a few crash out stories we're going to look at tonight. Florida Gator says, Dre, they only say it because they have not been to many of these places. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Good point. David Dice says this. With the $5 love. He said, this is why I respect Andre so much. OG keeps it real. In the words of Denzel Washington in Training Day, Dre, you my brother, respectfully. Shout out to you and shout out to Black Nudie and the Canadian brothers in the building.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this sister went to Ghana. She's about to tell her. This was a sister that as soon as she got off the plane, bruh, the moment she got off the plane and she met this dude, she had to start using her credit cards and coming out that cash. Let's get started.
Is living right now in Ghana, West Africa, and she was talking about her experience and living out there, and she was giving a lot of insight and a lot of information to were basically about what life is like living in Ghana. And I wanted to take this as an opportunity to tell the story of when I went to Ghana years ago to find love. I was a hopeless romantic at that time, straight up stupid style. Like I'm talking like straight up 90 Day Fiance style. Okay. So I wanted to draw some parallels between what she said in the live stream and what I experienced when I went to Ghana. Because honestly, I can attest to everything that she said, pretty much everything. Some things that I didn't know because I didn't live out there. I was only in Ghana for 12 days. But when she was...
Before she goes any further, here's the part. This is not a ugly sister. This sister looks like she's well kept together. She seems like a sister that may have a decent career. I'm looking at the background. She's got her pillows in order. Nice scenery in the background. You know, a lot of times the ladies have everything is tore up in the back. So what am I saying? What foundation am I laying? I'm laying a foundation of it's not some broke, lonely chick in the you know, that's in the hood, or some fat chick that can't get a man. Many of these passport sisters, black, white, or Asian, they can afford these flights. These are not unattractive women. These are not zoomorphic women. You're going to see that throughout this video. One thing is going to be a theme. You're not going to see, for the most part, I think maybe one or two, but for the most part, you're going to see some women that look like they could be able to get a man in the States or in Canada, but decided to fly out. You're going to see some women that got money. So the passport sisters, a lot of times, just like the passport bro, they ain't brokies. And just like the passport bros, many of us in the expats and ex-military, we're decent looking men, and these are decent looking women. And these women are still getting scammed, and they refuse to do for you what they would do for the next foreign man. Let's continue on. So I'm gonna shut my mouth and let her story roll.
Talking about the police corruption and how they, if the police pull you over, you basically have to pay them a bribe in order for them to let you go. How they overcharge and overprice Americans. And I experienced that when I was in Ghana. The Ghanaians pay like a local price, and then like the foreigners pay like a higher price. And it's just common. It's just normal for them. And then she was talking about how they basically present moving to Ghana as like this big financial opportunity, or it's like this home welcoming. But when you get out there, you realize that things are much different. And she was talking about how a lot of people don't know, but if you were to if you bought land out there, it don't matter how much you pay for it. If you buy land in Ghana, you don't actually own that land. You're basically renting the land. I want to say she said it's like a 10-year rental or something like that. So you never actually own the land. So after that time is over, whatever you built on top of that land belongs to, belongs to the country. It belongs to Ghana. And then when it comes to like dating out there, they say like, you definitely do not want to go out there as a single woman. And I went out there straight stupid style, straight like 90 Day Fiance style, met a guy online, flew out there. And when I tell y'all, this man used me like an ATM. Like I told myself I was never going to tell this story. But I'm gonna just tell y'all just a couple things that happened. Like when I first got out there, and this is another thing that she was talking about too, about them basically borrowing money from each other. When I first got out there, I could not, it was too late for me to exchange my US dollars because all of the foreign exchanges were already closed. So the guy that I met, let me backtrack for a second. So I could not get the money from the foreign exchange because it was already closed, but I was hungry and I wanted to get some food. I didn't know old boy didn't have no money at all, right? He straight up lied to me, okay? But the whole time we were talking, he was lying to me. Talking about he's a businessman and he buys and sells cars and all this other kind of stuff. When I got out there, when I tell you this man had no money, he had zero nada. He didn't have no money at all. I did not know that when I came out there. So he literally went, when we literally went to this little chicken restaurant, like a chain style chicken restaurant. And when I tell you like this meal couldn't have been more than like $10 US total for both of us to eat. He was using this payment system, I guess, that they have, that they borrow money from each other. Like, that's basically how a lot of them get by borrowing money from each other. And that's literally what he was doing. Like, I heard him kind of like walk off to the side and start calling around to his friends so they can send him some money. I don't know if it's like a Cash App or a Venmo style, but she was talking about that too. Like how they basically like they survive by borrowing money from each other. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna go into a part 2, and then I'm gonna finish up telling y'all what happened when I was in Ghana.
If your number one reason for saying I'm getting out of the United States and I'm going to Panama because the men here ain't about nothing. The men here don't know how to treat a woman. The men here want to play games. The men here don't have their together. The men here don't make enough money. The men here don't have degrees. The men here don't know how to treat a woman. The men here don't know how to go on trips. Any of those reasons, don't you leave the U.S. coming to Panama thinking it's going to be different. And
shout out to this couple. They've been on Instagram and YouTube. They give some great advice on relocating to Panama. And they warn American women, don't think all your complaints about American men will cause you to find a good man in another country such as Panama. As you guys heard with the sister story, she came right out the gate. She was coming out money. Right out the gate, right off the plane. She paying. Did I not say that she was paying for the gas? My man said, I ain't got no money for gas. He told me he owned a car dealership. Have you ever seen him at work? Have you ever seen him standing in front of his dealership? Have you seen him standing in front of a bunch of cars? So the educated queen got motherland Pookie game ran on her. Got it. Got it. She's lucky that she didn't go to Nigeria, you know? Black Americans discovering that Africans are built different when it comes to business and ultimate relationships are weird to me. They're just discovering, bruh. They are just discovering. I told y'all this is gonna be crazy, man. We got several horror stories, tales of the Crips tonight, guys. And this couple right here, they warned the sisters when they come into Panama, do not think that it's gonna be gravy. You need to stay in the States because the best men that's gonna treat you the best are the men in the States, ladies. And all these stories that we're going to be listening to tonight, well, that attests to it. That proves it. My brother Casual Jim said they better do their research. They better do some research. And Forty's in the building. Good morning, Forty. Hope everything is going great with you with the $20 love. He say the difference is simple. Most countries overseas still operate under traditional gender norms. Absolutely correct. Where the man, by default, takes the lead. Sisters come in with that Western mindset, independent mindset, and that is an instant turnoff. And that's exactly how they get used. So now they're pulling out the credit cards. Now they're pulling out the cash. Now she's paying for the restaurant. Guys, notice they will do for them all the things that they would never do for you. They will do for them all the things that they will never do for you. Let's go back to the video.
Apparently you have a woman, I'm assuming of Dominican.
Here's the second horror story. We got an American Dominican chick, American Dominican. Like I said, these aren't ugly women. These are average ladies. This woman goes to the DR, gets strung out on a dude for 4 years. 4 years she gets strung out on a dude, goes to DR, and I'm going to let you hear the rest of the story.
descent, who is from the United States, grew up in the United States, decided that she wanted to marry and be in a relationship with a man who's from and lives in the Dominican Republic. And apparently that relationship fizzled right after he came to the United States. And I'm going to tell y'all why as we get into this reaction as to why I feel like he just felt like he needed to go back to Dominican Republic and didn't want to be with her anymore. And we're going to get into it. Let me just say this. You know, people talk about the passport bros and they love to talk about the L's the passport bros take. And they love to joke about how, you know, when a passport bro brings a woman over to the States, she ends up leaving him. That's essentially what happened with her. But the guy didn't want to live in America. He didn't want to live in this toxicity of the United States. He wanted to go back to the Dominican Republic. All right. He would rather be there than deal with this toxic American energy. And I don't blame him. This is why you have men leaving to go there. Right. So we're going to get into this reaction.
Why my Dominican husband left me after only 2 weeks of living in the US. And let me start off by saying I'm never going to apologize for being a good person, having a good heart, and believing in love. Because one thing I'm never going to do is live in the what if, because I feel like es un desperdicio de vida. And if that makes me ingenua, then so be it. So my soon to...
You know, all these women say they're good people, but you had to go and marry and get with a man who was living in another country. Right. A lot of people love to tell men why you got to go overseas to get a woman. There are plenty of women here. Well, you could have said the same thing to her. I mean, there are Dominican men here in America that she didn't have to fly overseas to go see. But
I'm going to be on her side with this. I'm going to be on her side with this because I'm on the side of the men with this. I'm not wishy-washy. The women in America, UK, Canada don't have to. You're right. They can find those men in their home country. You're right. They don't have to. Just like the men in the United States don't have to go to Asia for Asian women. It don't have to go to Latinx countries to be with Latin women. You're right. They don't have to. Here's the kicker. Passport bros and the passport sisters, we get to and we choose to. See, y'all in the States who are on the plantation, just because y'all don't think you got options, don't mean that we don't know we have options. So yeah, it's not that she had to, just like men don't have to, but we get to and we're going to. We know we have options and we are going to take advantage of them. Now, you back in the States, if you want to stay there and deal with American women or deal with UK women or deal with Canadian women, so be it. Ain't nobody tripping on you. But do realize you have options like we do. And so it is with the women. I'm not to sit up here and let you tear down these sisters because they've got the money, they have the ability, and they are taking advantage of options. Now, if it works out, cool. If it falls apart, cool. But I'm not about to sit up here and let you lame dudes sit up there and criticize these women for taking advantage of something that we men take advantage of. Options. I've got an option. I can stay on that raggedy ass plantation or I could leave. And the sisters realize they can stay on the plantation and deal with the men on the plantation, or they can leave. They've got options. So if it doesn't work out, so be it. The sisters learn a lesson. So it is with this men. If it works out, cool. But if it doesn't work out, we'll choose another country. But guess what? We ain't coming back to that plantation. You better believe that one. Y'all had to go to another country. You shouldn't have to go. We ain't have to do nothing. We didn't have to do anything. Just because you decide to stay on the plantation and keep making Mr. Gilmore Trump lemonade, just because you're on Mr. Wigglesworth's soil and he got some good land, and he said that you one of them good darkies, you're a good darkie, that don't mean that we all want to stay on the plantation. It's white boys that don't want to be up in the hills of Kentucky no more. It's white boys that don't want to be in Arkansas or Reno or Reno, Oklahoma. They get to go to other places. They get to go to other countries. There are white brothers that don't want to be stuck in Europe. They get to go to other places. They don't have to go anywhere. So this narrative that our home countries try to sell as if we don't go to these other countries, we ain't gonna never find love. No, we get to either find it in our home country or we have the option of finding love in other countries. And we're taking advantage of it. Don't be mad, Americans, because you don't take advantage of your options. So now you pissed at us because we take advantage of ours. So, of course, it didn't work out with this sister, but at least she tried. That's more than what I can say for you women in the United States. You women in the United States, y'all stuck with Pookie, Ray Ray, Nook Nook, Man Man and them. Y'all stuck with Chad, Greg, and Peter. And all y'all stuck with 2 or 3 baby mamas. 2 or 3 baby daddies. At least this sister tried to find love in other countries instead of dealing with that mess. At least they knew they had money and they had options. So to criticize these women for taking advantage of options, I'm not going to sit up here and let these dudes clown these women like that. Hell no. Because if we let these American dudes that's on the plantation clown them, these are the same dudes that will clown us, talking about we had to go to Colombia to find a wife. Didn't nobody want you in America? What? And we know that's not true. We found love in other countries or other countries that we love because we took advantage of our options. And you dudes that stuck on the plantation, you don't. David says this. He say all we are saying is the same. He say all saying is this. I'm gonna say for quality brothers and ladies, keep that same energy. Don't bash us men when you are doing it also. That's a great point. My brother says in Europe, they could just hop on a plane and visit, or hop on a train and visit 3 or more countries in less than 40. That's absolutely correct. If I hadn't experienced it myself, I didn't understand it to a certain extent, but once you experience it, and he is not lying, brother. If you want to visit anywhere, visit Europe, just on the touring part. If you just try to get a bunch of stamps in different countries, bruh, Europe. He is not lying. You can hit 3-4 countries in 3 hours like it's nothing. Nothing. The trains are connected to small towns, big cities, everywhere is connected with the European train system. He's right. And they run like every hour on the hour or every half an hour or every 2 hours, every 3 hours, but they're running all the time. Absolutely correct. We take advantage of options, and so do the ladies.
She wanted an authentically Dominican man. she wanted a Dominican man. She said she didn't want none of these Americanized Dominican men. She wanted a Dominican man.
The ex-husband and I, who we'll call Moon, we've been together for 4 years, married 3. I lived in the Dominican Republic with him during COVID, but we decided that it was better for me to come back and live in the United States so that we could qualify for the visa. So in 2022, I moved back and we started applying for the visa in August. I was going back and forth doing long distance, porque yo estaba aguerrida de mi palo dominicano, mi amor, and no one can get me out of there. Fast forward to this year, in May, we heard back and got our appointment for May 2024. And we did the whole thing. He got approved. And then he ended coming back with me in June to the United States. So since the beginning of the relationship, he had always struggled with holding down a job and being financially responsible.
Okay, here we go. It's like when the roller coaster ride is starting to tick up. This is what we're doing, guys. Here we go. She said from the beginning of the relationship, he did not know how to be financially responsible. Mind you, she was with him 4 years. She could have went to Dominican Republic and chosen any dude. But she would rather do struggle love with the Dominican dude that she chose. What have I mentioned throughout this whole show? What's the theme? The theme is these women are willing to do with foreign men and for foreign men what they would never do for men in their own countries. What they would never do with men and for men in their home countries. That's what the theme is tonight, and you're going to notice that.
And so I took it upon myself to teach him the things that I know so that he could get better, so that when he came to the States, he would just be able to manage his money.
So you're married to a man that doesn't know how to manage his money. She has to teach him. See, women love being with men that they feel like they have to fix and teach and help, right? That's one of the main things about this video. She's talking about how she's helping this guy. Well, this guy didn't want you to help him. That's why when he came here, he realized how much he was dependent on you. And I just don't think men, especially a guy who's from overseas, wants to come here to another country, doesn't speak the language. I'm just going to assume he doesn't really speak the language here, and wants to be in a situation where he is beholden to this woman because she's not telling us everything. So after 2 weeks, he's struggling to find work and things of that nature. He just wants to go back. He wanted to go back because he did not like how he felt in that environment with you, and the fact that you basically were running a household. He's probably not used to that. There are men who are not used to women paying for everything. He felt inadequate. That's why he wanted to go back.
So over the past year, he was able to secure a really good job, and now he's balling and has all this money, and he's just like, I don't know what to do with it. Me being the person that I am, I'm like, ponte a ahorrar, like go to classes for English so that when you come to the United States, like, the visa is coming through soon, you're prepared and ready to go. But of course, now he has in his mind that he wants to do something else with his money y que él va a comenzar a construir su casa. So that's what he's going to do. Dominican Republic, when you lay the roof of your house, usually your family members move on top of it. So that's what she did. She gave him a piece of her property so that he can start constructing there. But there was no need for him to start doing that just yet. So el hombre se puso a construir, which is great because now you have a place of your own. But now money is tight and you're asked out, and somehow, some way, now I'm the bad guy because I don't want to offer up my funds to help you do something that I told you that it wasn't the time for you to do. Of course, I feel guilty and I deposit him money to finish building the house.
So this dude started to finally make some decent money. You tell him, take the money, put it in investments, put it in other areas. Invest in going to school, learning English, things like that. Good move. This dude decides to build his own little home in DR. Now, mind you, he's supposed to be a husband, a leader. They're supposed to be they said that they'd already been making plans for him to move to the States. Question number one, why is this man building a house with his hard-earned money in DR if they're moving to the States? Who's he building this house for? Who's he building this house for? Secondly, she says that, hey, his money ran out. He thought he had enough money to build a house on top of, and this is how it works in Colombia too. You'll have one generation that built the foundation house or apartment, right? The next generation will come and build the next level or the second floor, and that'll be their home. And then the next generation will come and they will build on. So that's why here in Colombia, you'll see a house that's brown right here, white right here. Then all of a sudden it's brown again. because so many different generations have built on top of each other. Instead of buying new land and building a new house, because that's how we would do in the States, we would buy new land and new house, right? No, in Colombia, they build on top of generations, build on top of generations, build on top of generations. They already own the land. They already own the first level house. Why not just build the second level? And then why not build a third? So that's very common. So that's, I don't know if they do it like that in Puerto Rico as well, but they probably do. But I know they do that in Brazil as well. But once again, now she felt guilty, something that she would never feel for an American man. Let an American man say, I am building a house. I ran out of money, baby. Can you give me, not loan me, can you give me the rest of the money to build my house, not our house? Not our house. Can you give me the rest of the money to build my house? Let's say I want to build a house back home in Michigan. And I ask Andrea, instead of taking this money and investing it, or even buying a piece of property in Colombia, I buy a piece of property back home in Michigan. 8 Mile, if you will. I start building my house right off of 8 Mile Avenue area, right? Now I'm a 7 Mile man, right? Shout out to 7 Mile, 6 Mile. So let's go to 7 Mile. I'm on 7 Mile, right? I'm building on the east side. I'll run out of money building this house. I go to my wife, Andrea, who told me not to build a house in Detroit. She told me this, but I took my money and I decided to build a house in Detroit, and I ran out of money. And so I turned to Andrea, and I don't ask Andrea to loan me the money. I tell Andrea to give me the money. And I finished building my house in Michigan. Not a house for us, my house in my home city, around my home people. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. He got that Florida money. You see how crazy that story sounds? That's what women in the States are willing to do for foreign men. You caught that? So when these women are patting on their weaves and talk about what they won't do for you, and I'm not doing 50-50 with the man, and no, I'm not paying for a meal, and no, I'm not going to pay for movies, and I wish you're a brokey, they will say that to you, Canadian brothers. They'll say that to you, my British brothers. They'll say that to you, my brothers in Poland, my brothers in Czech Republic, my brothers in France. They'll say that to you, my brothers in Australia. But they would not say that to those foreign men. They will take that pen and, like old school, cut the check. Cut the check. Hot flashes plus the weave. Insufferable. IMF says, why would he put his money in investments just for her to take those returns to buy herself handbags and other BS? That's basically slavery. Dude was smart to build more wealth for his DR base, but he didn't have the money to finish it. That's what my point is. Shout out to him for building a home in DR. Just in case anything went left with this relationship with her, he had a home to go back to. So I'm with him on that. Here's the part. Who was he building that house for? If I'm married I am not sitting back thinking about first of all, if I'm married, I'm thinking about both of us. That's just osmosis. This is supposed to be your wife. We ain't talking about your girlfriend. If this is your wife, whether it be in America or whether it be in any other country, let's be real, fellas. You thinking about both of y'all. You ain't sitting back. I'm not sitting back. If I'm in Florida, I am not talking about. And I got a woman that I'm talking about married in Florida. I am not talking about building a house in Detroit for me. But when you're a foreigner, you can do that. And these women will co-sign it. Sounds like game. You called it. We're going to find out who he was building this house for.
So I fly back to the yard to be with him and prepare for the visa interview. So before the visa interview, everything's going really well. After the visa interview is when shit starts going to hell. And it wasn't just the fact that I was realizing that I was going to be the sole provider, because I was ready to do that. We had already discussed it. But it was me realizing that you literally had done absolutely nothing to prepare yourself to move to the United States, even though we've been in this process over the last almost 2 years.
So he's dragging his feet with the visa. He's dragging his feet to come to the United States. He's building a house in DR. Let's continue on.
It was his baby mamas texting him, asking him, oh my God, I can't believe you're leaving. So where does this leave us?
Boom. That's who he's doing all this building for. That's why he's dragging his feet about getting his green card. That's why he's dragging his feet about getting his visa. That's why he had no problem with sending her back to the States during the pandemic. That's why he took his money and invested it in building a house. That's why he asked the current wife, which was this lady, to give him the money to finish building a house. Because this man had a baby mama who he probably was still in love with in DR. And she was probably, we know how Dominican baby mamas are. They love their baby daddies. They love their baby daddies. Love them. One of the biggest mistakes you could make is messing with a Dominican woman that got kids, because she love her baby daddy. And wish you would say something about him. That's why he was dragging his feet. And that's why it was so easy for him to leave. Once he finally came to the States, that's why it was so easy for him to leave her in 2 weeks, because he had already had a house built using many of her proceeds, much of her money. He already had a woman and a child waiting for him back in DR. That's why he left her.
So he got baby mamas. Of course, he has children in the Dominican Republic. So are you expecting him to cut off, that part of his life and move to the States? Like, that's a crazy big move, especially if he has children that he has to provide for. He has to provide for those children. So of course they're going to be texting him wanting to know if he's leaving.
What do you feel for me? Excuse me? It was the finding him trying to initiate conversation.
Yeah, and of course,
this is the baby mama. The baby mama sent a text message. What's going to happen with us? How do you feel about me? We're going to run this back. I'm going to run this part back regarding the baby mama that he has in DR. That man was never left his baby mama. And here's the crazy part. As much as they want to complain about you having a side chick or cheating on them in the United States, UK, or Canada, it's amazing how they don't catch on when they're being cheated on for 4 years. She was with this dude for 4 years, married 3 years. The baby mama was still getting smashed to smithereens with the force of 1,000 Thors. He's pulverizing the baby mama's coochie. The baby mama is texting him, "You leaving? Well, where does that leave us? Me and your child. You leaving? Well, how do you feel about me?" A woman is just your baby mama. Don't talk like that. She don't care about how you feel about. She care about how you feel about them kids. This man has built a whole house with her money. Bruh, you in the States can't get a woman in the United States to get you a couch from IKEA. You just got a brand new apartment. You can't get the average American woman to buy you a couch from IKEA. But let it be a foreign man, she'll give him the money to build a whole house for him and his baby mama. Let it be a dude in Guyana like the first chick. She'll pay everything, the food, the gas, everything. All the things they won't do for you. Once again, that's the theme of tonight. Notice all the things they complain about when it comes to Western men, they are doing it for foreign men. That's why I tell you, you American men, the hustle is to get you a foreign accent. That's the new hustle. The new hustle is to pretend like you Idris Elba and you got you a British accent. Pretend like you got a Nigerian accent, even though you from Austin, Texas. Pretend like you ain't from St. Louis, but you from Ireland some damn where. I'm talking to my white brothers too. You need to pretend like you from Ireland, you from Spain, you from France. Throw you a little Polish accent off in there. You better pretend like you don't do. Hey, white brothers, do not pretend like you from Kentucky. Do not pretend like you from Arkansas. Do not pretend like you from the Carolinas or Virginia. White brothers, you need to pretend like you from Spain some damn where. From Italy. You're supposed to get you a Greek accent. Because if you want these women to be submissive, supportive, fit, feminine, friendly, you're going to have to fake like you're a foreign dude. Because from what we're seeing, the only men that's getting that type of love that you want is the foreign dude. The foreign dude. He said, man, if you ask that B to make, he said, make, nah, F that. He said, buy you a slice of apple pie. The average black woman probably will kill you and spit on your grave before they help you, before they buy you a slice of apple pie. He said, Dre, they know they just lie to themselves. Absolutely correct, but they don't lie to themselves about us. It's amazing how they want to be full of wisdom and insight and have spidey senses when it comes to us, but all of a sudden, spidey senses don't work when it comes to foreign men. All of a sudden, all it takes is a foreign accent, and all of a sudden, their spidey senses don't work. That's the crazy part. Yes, sir. They were together 4 years, married 3, and he scammed her and scammed her and scammed her. My brother said that she probably got off trying out, compete with with the DR baby mama, the ego on those feminist average black women. Bruh, I don't know what happened, but I know she ended up coming out that money. She expected him to stop being a parent and to live with her in another country. And that's a good way of putting it. She expected that man, Nick, to stop being a father to his child or his children and just hop to another country and forget about his kids, even though he had just built a house with this woman's money. You can't make this ish up, bro. He said, dang, dude. He said was secretly building the Bat Cave till she found out. Facts. That's a good way of putting it. And E-Man says this. He said, gotta start working on my African accent. Bruh, y'all gotta get them accents up, bruh. Stop speaking like you from LA. Stop talking like you from the Dakotas. All you dudes from Wisconsin all the way down to Little Rock, Arkansas. You need to get you a foreign man accent. I know you got a Maserati in the trunk. I mean, in the garage of your house. Don't pull that Maserati out. Let them women in this. Hey, you supposed to act like you are not from Atlanta. Stop pulling up in a fancy car. Have her come pick you up. If you got an accent, she will come pick you up, man. She gonna buy you a car. Those Atlanta women will buy you a car if you got a Nigerian accent. So play the game like it need to be played, brother. Yep, he played like a Dominican Batman. He may not say that he's a black man, but he dang sure say that he's a Batman.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
I hit that by mistake, but let's go back to the video.
Of course, the baby mamas don't want him to go because, you know, that's what baby mamas do.
Of his ex of almost 6 years. Why are you reaching out to her? It was simply the lack of consideration and me realizing that you're actively trying to make me the villain in this story.
I always thought I was making stuff up, that maybe it's just me, I'm the problem. Maybe it's the kind of men that I go for.
Here we go. Another horror story. Another horror story. Black women in Korea. Let's go.
And the kind of choices that I make in my dating life, yes, those have played a role, but it is also statistically proven that it is extremely difficult in general, extremely difficult for Black women and Asian men to date. Asian men in the West have a really hard time dating, and Black women in Asian countries have an extremely hard time finding partners because we are at the bottom of the food chain. We are the least chosen ones, not just by Asian men, by Europeans, Americans, Africans, just everybody chooses us last. So take that into consideration if you're a Black person, Black woman moving to an Asian country. I am a Black woman who has had a difficult time finding a potential partner here because the sifting process often needs to be very, very detailed. Like, I look at every single thing. I need to know your intentions. Are you dating me because all your other options are exhausted and you couldn't find somebody interested in you? Or are you dating me because you saw Nolu and thought, okay, she's beautiful, I really liked her.
So she's in Korea. She's trying to date, but she's so insecure, she's messing up her own dating life. She's stepping on her own foot. She's overanalyzing it and just instead of just enjoying the moment. She's asking herself all of these abstract questions instead of just enjoying the fact that the guy might be out there just really dating her, whether it be for fetish, whether it be for fun. Everybody dates because of race or not. I don't know why women try to get around it. I don't even know why men don't care. I'm going to say this. Most of the women that I slept with in my life, because I was Black. Most of the women you slept with, because you was white. Most Asian dudes get that all that Asian good. Number one reason, because he Asian too. If I was born a white brother and I had gone to the all-Black school, I would not have gotten the level of coochie I was getting. I was getting women attention first off because I was a brother and she was a sister. I got coochie because of my race. Let's not lie about it. You got coochie plenty of times. Most black men who have smashed most black women, the first thing that attracted her to you enough was the fact that you was black. That's why she opened up her legs. Your personality, your money came second. But as soon as she glanced, that's a brother. I'm going to give it to him. But if you was the same dude with the same personality and the same money, you may or may not have gotten the coochie as easy. Same thing with our white brothers. Let you have been born Asian. Even though you was in Little Rock, Arkansas, same personality, same money, going to the same all-white high school. But let you have been born Asian. All them white girls that you was smashing under the bleachers on the football field, you would have never got none of that coochie. You got it because you was white. We all choose races. So when women go to other countries and they get offended that, oh my God, they only want me because of my skin and my complexion. Baby, you do the same thing to black men back in the States. You only want black men because they black. And some of you brothers do not want to admit that. The only reason you got that sister down the street because it was a sister down the street. And you was a brother. There are sisters that right now on I love you, black man, on all over social media. I love you, black man. 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 I would never give my life my sex to anybody but a black man. Let you have been born white. There are women in this world that no matter how cool you were, no matter how much you look like a white superhero, doesn't matter. She was not gonna give you that coochie. But just because you was black, you got to run through that chick. Same thing with Latin dudes. There are Latin dudes that know if he was not born Latino, he wouldn't have never got that Colombian, Brazilian, Mexican coochie. Let him have been born Italian. And he in Mexico. Some women would have gave it to him, but a lot of coochie he would have got if he was born Latin, he wouldn't have got. So let's not trip on this race thing, because at the end of the day, or this fetish, this one point is fetish. All people have fetishes about each other. All of us, every one of us have these inquisitiveness or this, hey, I would love to be with. All of us are like that. And if you think black women don't have a fetish for black men, you crazy. And if you think white women don't have a fetish for white men, you crazy. And if you don't think Asian women don't have a fetish for Asian men, you crazy. These women fetish over us just like we fetishize over them. Oh, the black queen, her black body. Oh, look at her curves, her this and that. We do the same thing. White brothers see the same thing. White brothers will look at a black woman and say, ooh, look at that behind. Ooh, look at them curves. Ooh, look at them pretty face. Ooh, look at them lips. If a white boy say it, it's fetishizing. But if a black dude say, look at those curves, look at those lips, look at that body, look at that this and that, oh, I can get the coochie. So just because I was born black, I can get the coochie and I'm not criticized. But if a white dude literally says the same thing, you are a beautiful woman, he can't get the coochie. And he's fetishized. You see how that works? That's why I always say, don't get caught up on this race thing when it comes to getting coochie. Because white boys, you got coochie because you was white. And black dudes, you got coochie because you was black. And Latin dudes, you got Latin women because your ass was Latin. Now, of course, there are those of us who date other races and things, marry other races. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just in general. Just in general, most people would rather date or mate or marry within their own race. So because you were born in that particular race, that's how you got her to mate with you. Not because of your money, not because you was cool, not because you had swag. first reason why you got that coochie in high school when you ain't had no money, when you were still kind of nerdy and you ain't had no swag yet, when you didn't have a nice fancy car, but you were still getting coochie in high school, it was because your ass was black. It was because you was white. When you was a white dude in high school or in college, you ain't had no regular job. You just had a job at the pizza spot. But somehow, some way, you still running through white girls. How is that? Because you were white. And white girls want to be smashed by white dudes. It is what it is. Only women complain that somebody want to smash them because of race. You see, us men don't care. Men don't care. Anytime I hear a man crying about being fetishized, she looking at me as a fantasy. And black women fantasize about you. Wait a minute. You don't think that black women fantasize about black men? You don't think that there are white men that get fantasized about by white women? You don't think that there's some Asian dude that's the fantasy of some particular Asian women? You don't think that? Man, we fantasize about people even in our own race. What the hell? Only women complain that somebody looks at them like a fantasy. Us men, we don't care. Girl, I'm your fantasy. Yes, you ain't never been. Hey, okay, I'm gonna end it with this. Put a 1 in the comments if you ever went to another country and you felt you had that swag because you knew you was gonna be the first American that she ever been with. I put a 1 in the comment my dang self. I done got plenty of coochie that I knew that she been with a few hundred, seems like, men in her home country, but she ain't never been with a black American. I'm your first black American. There are women I smashed because I was the first. I don't care how many Brazilian dudes she been with. She ain't never been with an American. She. I don't know if it made me extra harder. It made me thrust a little more. It made the sex a little longer. But is it just me? When you know that you're the first American, I don't care if you black or you white. When you know that you're the first American, she ain't never had no American. She ain't never had no Sylvester Stallone. She ain't never had that Die Hard. She ain't had no Die Hard yet. She ain't never had nobody put that Rocky up in her. She ain't never had nobody put that old school Ronnie Coleman up in her. Ain't nobody put that up in you, girl. Ain't nobody beat it up in English. I'm about to tear this coochie up in Ebonics, girl. What's Ebonics? Don't worry about it. You gonna like it. Your ego get like this when you know you the first American dude. You ain't never had no man. Oh, I'm about to do some magical stuff. You start sprinkling stuff on the coochie. Let me put some salt, some paprika, some Old Bay. You put an Old Bay on the coochie. Let me put some Old Bay on the coochie. Because you know Americans, we love our seasoning. Put some Old Bay on the coochie, some paprika. Hold up, girl. Let me put some lemon pepper on this coochie. I'm going to show you how Americans do. I'm putting some lemon pepper on this coochie. Your ego gets so big when you know you're the first American. In other words, men have no problem with being somebody's fantasy. They watched us American men in movies, television shows, from Will Smith back in the day to seeing us way back in the day, Last Dragon movies, to seeing us in Rocky and Die Hard. All these black movies, all these white movies, all these Latin movies from America. And so now she done had all the Colombian sex her whole life. Now she laying down and she let an American hit it. She gonna let the American hit it. I don't care if she pay for play. You ain't never had an American hit this girl. So you ain't never had an American customer. I'm your first American customer. Oh, you in trouble. Magali, you in trouble, girl. Let me go in my bag. I'm about to go get this blindfold right now. You in trouble, girl. Let me go get this blindfold right now. I'm going to stuff your panties in your mouth. I'm telling you now, girl. You start pouring Frosted Flakes cereal all over her body. You're going to be Americanized, girl. You pouring Frosted Flakes all over her body. I'm going to eat these Frosted Flakes right off your body, girl. Don't tell me that you ain't never felt that before. For you guys that have never traveled, I'm telling you, these guys put one in the comment section because that's an experience you do have when you know you're the first one, and you might not say it to her, but your ego tell you, oh, I'm the first. I'm her first. You be thinking that you breaking in somebody's virginity. Am I lying? American men, stand up. Stand up. Do you not feel like you just taking somebody's virginity? You ain't been with an American yet? You ain't never had an American? I'm your first American? I'm a D. Oh my God, girl. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be like UTFO used to say, I'm your fairy tale lover, lover, lover. Ooh, I'm your fairy tale lover. Rainbows in the skies. I'm telling you, girl. Yes, sir.
I'm not black, I'm okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you for putting the ones in the comments. So, yeah, man. Everybody fetishizes over everybody. The men know we don't take it to heart. We don't care. Hey, white brothers. We don't care if she want to smash you because you white. I don't care. Because there's women that want to smash me because I'm black. I'm gonna say this. There are women that will not sleep with our white brothers, but will sleep with a brother. And I mean women outside of our own races. So there may be an Asian chick that's like, I'm into white dudes. Cool. I don't trip on that. Because right down the street, there's an Asian chick that said, I love chocolate. I love the brothers. Cool. It's a win-win. We American men. We gonna win either way. I don't care if you win as an American white brother. I don't care if you win as American Latin brother. America gonna win in the end. I never get offended when a female say, I'm into that race, but I ain't into you. I ain't into that race. You know, I don't date black men, but I love me a white man. Cool. Cool with me. I ain't never tripped on that. I never was one of them dudes that felt all self-conscious. Like, you want to be with the white man. You must love the white. I don't give a damn. Because I know right down the street is 3 Asian chicks that want to do a foursome with a black man from the United States. So I don't trip. I do not trip. For American men, in other words, a win is a win. A win is a win. But this sister is tripping on the fact that somebody wants to be with her because she's black. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. Everybody thinks about everybody when it comes to race and sex.
To get to know her. So I've had an extremely difficult time finding potential partners because of that. And by the way, if I had not said it already, I am single.
If you're a Black woman in Korea, or you're just someone who's interested in dating Koreans in general, there are 3 things that you need to consider before you go out here in this battlefield known as dating.
The first thing that you need to know is that most Korean men are just not that interested in dating a foreigner. And the very slim few who are interested in dating a foreigner, there's a racial hierarchy out there that you need to consider. Usually they will go for Asian first, white second, Latina third, and then black women last. So unfortunately, black women are often the very bottom of the totem pole when it comes to Korean men wanting to dating foreigners. Another aspect about dating in Korea is that they say don't use dating apps if you want to date someone seriously. They say in Korea that it's best if you have access to a Korean network. What do I mean by that? Basically, it just means that you need to have Korean friends. And quite frankly, that can be really hard as a foreigner, especially if you don't speak Korean or if you live in a rural area. And if you fall into one of those two categories, you're pretty much limited to the small amount of Koreans who speak English really well. So with that being said, let's say that you actually managed to make a Korean friend or two, and you're like, yay, now I have access to a Korean network. Not really. So it really depends on the person. So unless that person is a dickhead or kind of bitchy, that person may not be willing to introduce you to the eligible bachelors that they know, because they could see you as competition. And if they're competing for the same attention and affection from people, they might look at you as if someone who could possibly take away from that. So they may not want to introduce you to the people they know.
Struggles that we have had as Black girls dating Filipino guys here in the Philippines. Filipino men are shy. They think we're feisty, right? We are we don't bite. Filipino guys are not attracted because we have dark skin. Sometimes we do find people who are interested.
Okay, I'm going to say something that some of you guys can attest to, that a lot of these women don't want to admit, and men. A lot of times people don't want to be with you. It has nothing to do with your race. And many times it does. A lot of times people don't want you to smash them, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Americans, we loud. We are a loud bunch of people. And that comes off as intimidating in atmospheres that aren't loud. So the first thing is either a woman in another country or a man that's trying to date a woman from a foreign country, meaning like in these ladies' case, Black women from the States trying to date, laid back Philippine brothers. Philippine brothers are like, hey, we're not used to our women being loud like you ladies are. Y'all laugh loud. Y'all talk loud. When y'all mad, y'all loud. So a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with your race. Sometimes it's just the fact that you loud as a woman. Now, men, we got a little grace with that because we're the choosers. And women don't really no matter where you go in the world, women really aren't attracted to super, super quiet dudes. Now, laid back dudes, some of you cool dudes, yeah. Like my Uncle Jeffrey, he one of them cool laid back dudes. He don't say too much, but he laid back. So you laid back dudes like my brother Zay, my brother Rob, a lot of you guys that come down here to Cali are kind of like the Victor, laid back personalities. So they're attracted to those personalities. But women normally aren't attracted to dudes that are super, super quiet, right? So be it. So men don't go through it too much. But women, when you are from the West, you are loud, ladies. We see how loud you are here in Colombia. I'm like, dang. We hear y'all when y'all coming into a restaurant. We hear you from the other side of the mall. Colombian men aren't used to hearing these loud Black women and having to date one. No, Brazilian men are not used to sisters being ultra loud all the time. Yes, when it's time to party and have fun, that's one thing. But just be walking and talking? No, the Latin community is not used to that. And if the Latin community is not used to people being super loud when you're just talking, can you imagine the Asian community? So a lot of times women think it's about race, and a lot of it is just cultural habits that we bring to other countries, or that you ladies bring to other countries. that those men don't gel with. They don't think loud and giggly chicks are feminine. They don't think the head snapping in the weaves are feminine. They aren't used to weaves. That's another thing they got nothing to do with race. These Asian men are used to women that got beautiful baby faces. They could be 40 years old looking like they're 23. They're used to their sisters and their cousins and their female co-workers with long, beautiful hair, and it's their hair. They're not used to weaves, ladies. They're not used to braids. I don't know why y'all think y'all going to other countries and these men are supposed to automatically, in Japan, they're used to seeing lace fronts. They're not used to seeing women with eyelashes that touch their eyebrow. They're not used to that. You ladies are blaming it all on race, but I'm telling you, a lot of times, ladies, it's all about your cultural dynamics that you are bringing to other countries. There are countries that aren't used to loud colors. In the United States, y'all will wear neon. I give you a perfect example. How many times have you guys in Colombia been in Colombia and you ever seen Colombian women wearing neon? Neon yellow, neon pink. I'm not talking about the color yellow. I'm talking about that neon. You know, women, American women, that neon pink, neon blue, neon green, that's so bright and stands out, whether it be a shirt or whether you don't see that in Colombia, do you? You do not see Colombian women walking around with neon on. You don't see, how many times have you walked around, you see Asian women? I'm not talking about pay for play and party girls. I'm talking about regular, everyday, go to work, go home, Asian women that wear neon colors or bright oranges, bright yellows. They don't. They keep their colors, but they keep their color palettes toned. Yes, you'll see a Colombian woman or Brazilian woman in yellow, but it's toned down compared to that bright ass yellow that our women wear in the United States. I kid you not. Me and Andrea were at a restaurant one time, and she had fun with this one. We were just having drinks after we had our meal. We were enjoying some sangria, and enter in these three big sisters from the States. They were wearing the brightest neon, looked like they were looked like radiation glowing in the dark. I saw all those Colombians look up, and everybody head just turned and followed those women as they were walking to their tables. And Andrea looked at me and said, "There go your people. there go your sisters. There go your passport sisters. You want to go over there and say hi? You want to go there and speak to your sisters?" I couldn't do nothing but laugh because Andrea was right. Those were my sisters from the States. And it wasn't about race. It was about the outfits that they wore did not gel or wasn't conducive with the country, Colombia, in which they were in. It had nothing to do with them being black. Cali, Colombia is 40% black. So it's not about seeing another black woman. It was all about that their outfits with that bright neon. And I remember it was bright. One had like bright neon orange. Bright neon blue on, and the other one had bright neon like pink on, and the other one had the bright neon outfit that was a neon green. And all three of them big girls just came in, and it was like the whole restaurant just sat up and was like, it just followed them to their table. It had nothing to do with them being black. But women who are black will think that everything has to do with race. No. It's the fact that you don't blend in with the culture. It's just like when brothers that go to Colombia or go to Brazil or go to Thailand and you got them dang chunglas on, your flip-flops. Chunglas, sandals, with them dang tube socks. You wonder why you got to pay for coochie and why real Colombian women aren't trying to date you. You are not going to get a true, down-to-earth Brazilian Colombiana unless you're on the beach. You are not supposed to be wearing this. You can barely wear shorts in Colombia. So when you're walking around with shorts and you got these on with some white tube socks, you might be fly in the States. I give you that. You cannot walk around here and get quality women in Colombia with these on. I got a Colombian girlfriend. I would love to meet her. I'm going to say that again. If you wear these in Colombia and you got a Colombian girlfriend, I would love to meet that woman. Because I bet you she ain't quality. I bet that. Because no Colombian woman will ever let you be seen in public with these on unless you are at the beach. And anybody that knows Colombia, they could put it in the comment section and tell you that I'm telling you the truth. But y'all will get off the plane and y'all think y'all fly. You fly for your city in the States. It ain't got nothing. Well, Colombians don't like black men. No, they don't love chungalas. They don't love sandals. You think that she don't like you because you black. That's your issue. The fact is they don't walk around with men with sandals on, black or white. White boys be having these. And you know who white boys smash? Other white chicks in the hostels. They meet each other in the hostels and they smash each other. You know why? Because most Colombian women are not trying to hang out with white boys unless you coming out of money. So the bottom feeders will date you. Yes, if you're a white dude, the bottom feeders will date you with these chunglers on. Yes, they will date you. But real Colombian women, they don't care if you white. They gonna make you change your shoes before you walk around their family with these on, unless you are at the beach. And when you live in Colombia, you know that rule. But y'all will think, well, she just don't want me because I'm black. They don't like black women, black men in Colombia. They don't like black men in Brazil. No, bruh. They don't like seeing men dressed like this with them white Magic Johnson / Dr. Dre tube socks on up to your calf with the 3 stripes on the side. That's what they don't want to see. Atlanta, Tampa, all you Carolina boys. They don't want to see these. All you Kansas boys. They don't want to see these. But y'all will get off the plane and I'll be seeing y'all in the mall just walking past. And I'll be looking at y'all like tacky as hell. I say, these dudes gonna be, I say, yeah. If they ever ask me about a woman, I'm gonna just show them directly where to go to the first brothel. Because I ain't gonna never introduce you to no woman. I'd never waste my time doing that. Because the woman in Colombia will look at you like you crazy. Why did you introduce me to this? He's wearing these in public. No beach. I'll tell you how conscious they are about this. Just to go downstairs when I order food from Rappi. Rappi is Colombia's version of Uber Eats. Just when I order food, I put my tennis shoes on. I can't even walk downstairs to get my order in this because I know how tacky I would look just getting on the elevator, walking. You can't, dude, you're tacky. Yes, it's fly in the States. You can get away with it in the States. Well, I'm American. I'm gonna dress like American. And that's why you're gonna be getting bottom feeders the whole time you in Colombia. And you wonder why quality women don't talk to you. And you think that you got quality. That's the funny part. Hey, T-Mac, the guys that think that they got quality don't ever get a chance to meet the quality women. I'll say that again. As long as you wearing these in Colombia, away from the beach, don't you ever think that that woman that you got in Colombia is true Colombian quality. She might be quality to you, country boy, but to everybody else in Colombia, she just mid. Because she tolerates these. It's a reflection of her, not just you. And that's why even white brothers can't even get away with this. And that's why, if you ever notice, when it comes to Colombia, most white people hang out with white people when it comes to sex or attraction. You know why? Because them white boys will walk around with these chunglers on, or them Jesus shoes, them Jesus sandals on, and ain't none of them Colombian females looking at them like, "Ooh, he fine. Oh my God, I gotta be with him." No, they don't. You got to get you some white girl hostel coochie. You got to get the white girl from Holland. You got to get you some white girl hostel coochie, or go to a pay for play spot. But if you think that the average white dude is going to go to a woman's family's house, you think she going to introduce you to her family and you wearing these or them Jesus sandals? I ain't never seen it. I ain't never heard of it. I ain't never heard now one Colombiana introduce her family to a white dude walk around with them Jesus sandals on. Ever. 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 And if you know the white brothers can't get away with it in certain countries, you dang sure better believe you brothers can't get away with it. So stop walking around with them dang. I'm talking about in Cartagena. So don't think I'm just talking about Cali. It gets just as hot in Cali as it does in Cartagena. I'm talking about Barranquilla, Cartagena. You better be in San Andreas Island. You might be able to pull it off there because that's a whole island beach. But if you think you're going to walk around Medellin with sandals, you motherfuckers crazy. Y'all crazy. And they be having the tube socks on in the shorts, in the Jordan shorts. And you can't tell them brothers nothing. They be walking around like they John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. I'm a ladies' man. No time to talk. Y'all be walking around like y'all ladies' men. No time to talk. I be looking at y'all in the mall. I be sitting up there having my drink. And I just be watching y'all in the mall. And you know what I be thinking? I say, I hope these brothers don't turn around and recognize me. And what I mean is not love crossing borders, but recognize, hey, that's another brother from the States. Don't be walking up to me. You got sandals and flip-flops on. You got tube socks on. Don't walk up on me because they gonna think, oh, he must be like them. Don't walk up on me. I'm serious. Do not be walking up on your boy Drake. Hey, Drake. I'm playing stupid. I play so stupid. I will walk into the Reebok store knowing they ain't got my shoe size. I just walk into that store ignoring you. I'm running into the Reebok store. Before I walk up on you, hey, what's up, brother? They do not play that in this country. What's my point in saying all that? My point is that we have to be ready to make adjustments if we're going to be in these other countries in order to attract who we want to attract. And a lot of times it is not about your race that person didn't like. It was something culturally that you're doing that person doesn't like. Whether you're the black girl that's rude and you're wearing weave that they're not used to, a woman wearing weave, or whether you're a white boy with the Jesus sandals on and you in Colombia. These people are not used to that. So white brothers, get you some dang shoes. I don't care if it's some tennis shoes. Get you some shoes. And get you some socks. Do not be putting on shoes and you climbing up the mountains and your foot gonna be stinking after you come down that mountain because you ain't putting no socks on. Put some socks on. And sisters, you're gonna have to change how you speak while you're in other countries. It is what you can be as loud as you want to once you get back in the States. And I mean it. I, as a man, I've had to adjust my tone because when I'm at a restaurant, if I speak like how I speak on the microphone to my fellow Americans, I could sound rude, loud, and disrespectful to the atmosphere. So when you guys hear me on the mic, I'm loud. But at lunch in a lasagna spot, I've learned to tone it down because the atmosphere around me expects me to talk with a softer tone, not soft, but a lower tone. And that's the whole atmosphere. And so I'm used to now kind of like not being as loud. Not being as loud. Yeah, get you some loafers. Get some loafers in your life. Seriously. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, IMF. So let's go back to the video. Let me shut up for a while. But I just want to make a point. A lot of these women are blaming race for the fact that you just aren't culturally accepted.
But they're interested for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna message me 2 before you and like, I'm gonna have some of that chocolate. Go buy Nutella. I'm not chocolate. I'm a black girl, melanin. Filipinos, their family are so close-minded. I'm so sorry. I've actually never, ever in my life seen a relationship where the girl is black. Yeah. The guy is Filipino. And the whole family is like 100%. Yeah. So rare. Maybe we should be the first. Even in high school, I've tried having crushes on Filipino guys, but they always ditch me for a Filipino girl or light skin.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish this up with a part 2 of me going to Ghana to find love and basically being used like an ATM and play like a fiddle. Yeah, okay, so I want to say this: the first day that I was there, he came to pick me up from the hotel. We go to the gas station, and when we pull up, the guy tells him how much it costs. It was like 300 cedis, which is the equivalent to like 40 or 50 US dollars. And he looks over at me, and I'm looking at him like, why are you looking at me? So he was like, oh, it's gonna cost 300 cedis for the gas.
So he picks her up from the airport. They go to the gas station. He looks at her to pay for the gas. And you know what she's about to do.
And I was like, you don't have gas money? You don't have any money to pay for gas for your own car? And he was like, I'm just, and he started making up all of these excuses about like him going through these struggles, which he didn't tell me that before. He didn't say that before I came out there to see him. All right. He made it seem like he was a businessman. Then when I got out there, then it was all these excuses of to why he didn't have no money. Oh, I don't have no money. I don't have whatever. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, what the hell is going on? So anyways, just to speed this shit along, I paid for the gas, but for that day. And, I checked him about that. I'm like, you don't have gas to pay for your own. You don't have enough money to pay for gas for your own car, sweetheart. Like, so then, we're talking about that and he gives me this explanation, but I'm like, that particular day, I started looking around as we were driving. And I'm thinking like, should I just leave this motherfucker and go and get me a check out of this hotel, check into a different hotel where he don't know where I'm at? Or should I look for flights to go back home early? Like, I'm thinking like what to do, because he basically told me that he didn't have any money at all. So this entire trip, if I'm going to be with him, it's going to be all on me.
Once again, these are not uneducated. These are not broke chicks. These are not big girls. These are the type of women that you would think would be considered back home in the States quality women. Correct? These are the women that says we are doing better than the men. These are the women that said, I got my degree. I've got 2 degrees. And when it comes to American men, let's be honest. If an American man pulled up to a gas station in Louisiana, in Ohio, in Philadelphia, anywhere, right? And told the woman next to him, who's educated, who has degrees, who's not unattractive. She's not an unattractive young lady. She's articulate. She's not ghetto. And you've got this woman next to you in your car. Your tank is almost on E. You get your car, you You step out the car, you tell her, I need to use your credit card to put it in the machine for us to get some gas. Without you, sister, I can't get no gas. These sisters, right, PhDs, right? These sisters would have choked you out, called them an Uber, and left you and your car. Am I lying? They would have left you sitting right there at that gas station. But because it's a foreign man, somehow he can get away with stuff. She already came in with the answer. Get a separate hotel. Spend your money on yourself. Call back home. Let your daddy know I'm flying back out tomorrow. Did she do any of that, which would be logical? No. So let's take a look at what she did do.
But I'm telling y'all, I played the fool. I was just like, you know what? I'm here. I want to experience the culture. I'm already here. I already paid all this money to get here. Let me just wreck this shit out and let's just do the damn thing, right? I wasn't expecting to. I mean, it's not like I didn't really. It's not like it would have broke me to pay for everything, but it's still. That's not what I expected. If I have a budget, I expect to only spend a certain amount of money. I wasn't expecting to pay for 2 people for 12 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and excursions, and all of that.
So instead of getting her own spot, booking a flight, going back home, she was willing to pay for a 12-day vacation in another country for her and the dude that was in that country. That's why I don't buy when women say, I won't go 50-50.
And when I tell y'all, I got sick when I was out there, like badly sick. Like the food had my stomach turning, like, and I'm not even trying to down Ghanaian food or nothing like that. It's just that I think that the type of whatever that the soups, however they make them, it must be used with well water or something. My stomach was fucked up. Like we had to go to the pharmacy so I can get something to stop up my system. Y'all, like it was hard to find a public restroom anywhere. Like, especially once you go outside the major city, like it's so hard. Like you pretty much can't find a public. You gotta and piss outside. I mean, so I kind of see why open defecation is a thing, because you ain't nowhere. It's nowhere for you to go. Oh, and then let me tell you, baby, one time he pulls over to the side to pick up one of his friends. Okay, nice enough friend and everything, but I assumed that he was probably just as broke as old boy. And then we go to a botanical garden. Of course, I have to pay. You know, you pay per car, so of course I had to pay because neither one of them had any money.
So she not paying for herself. She also paying for the village. She went to the village. Yes, sir. She paying for the village boy. He got his friend to jump in. So now she also paying for his friend. But they will not go 50-50 with you. Shout out to International Quiet Storm, Theo, and all of Class 6, Class 7, Class 7.5. Shout out to all you brothers. This is madness, I say. Madness. And shout out to Chewy.
So we go into this botanical garden. To be honest with you, I wasn't really having a good time. If you had saw the look on my face in some of the pictures I took, you would have been like, yeah, you was not happy, because I was not happy. Okay. So we sit down, like we hung. I mean, at this point I'm hungry. I'm like, and there was a restaurant there. So I'm like, okay, we'll go get some food. But then I just had a feeling. I'm like, this friend probably don't have no money. I already expected that I was going to have to pay for me and old boy. I just knew it. I'm like, we discussed this already. I already know he doesn't have the money. Right. So of course, oh boy, his friend did not have any money to buy his own food. So I was nice about it. And I bought a plate for myself and I bought a plate for them to share. Okay. Because I wasn't going to buy old boy a plate for himself. Like, you're not about to you're not just going to treat me. I'm already being treated like an ATM, right? And like, y'all, the entire trip, the entire time I was there, I mean, he did not pay for not one thing.
Not one thing. Here's the crazy part. And he was smashing the coochie. You think he wasn't beating that coochie up? You think he wasn't beating that American coochie up for 12 days? He like, I ain't got no money, but I'm going to give you what I got. I'm going to give you what I got. I'm going to beat this coochie up with the force of 10,000 Thors. That's why she was still coming out that money. Because he had her in La La Land. She paying for his meal, the friend's meal, and he getting the coochie. She could have came back pregnant. He didn't care. She didn't care. She paying for the whole experience. And while they were in her hotel room, he is beating the brakes off that coochie every night. That's what she not telling. She ain't telling us that part. She ain't telling that part when they wake up in the morning, he beating it up. When they go to sleep, he beating the brakes off of it. She ain't telling that part. 12 days? Oh, yeah, you know he was doing a little something. He was doing a little something. She out paying for the long stroke. Kwame. Absolutely correct. And not complaining. And now complaining. Yeah, she want to complain once she gets back to the States. I was out there on some 90-day fiance type stuff. I bet you were, sister. I bet you were. She paid for the gas and everything. But when it comes to you men in the States, she paid for the hotel room. He was staying at her hotel room. Well, she was throwing it back hard with the force of Thor. Throwing it back hard. She's screaming and everything. And when the sun came up, he still treated her like an ATM. Treated her like an ATM. The force and fury of the ancestors, absolutely correct. Shout out to Jules being in the building. Jules says that she seen that on WhatsApp. That's why she flew out. She didn't see his car dealership because he lied about having a car dealership. She didn't see his house. She didn't see his business. But she did see something she wanted. She saw them WhatsApp videos. She saw them WhatsApp videos. She said, dang that car dealership. I'll see it when I get there. She didn't see if he had money or didn't have money. She didn't see if he set up a hotel room or didn't set up a hotel room. But she saw them WhatsApp videos of that slongy slong, extra long. Good call, brother. That slongy slong. And she hopped on that plane with the swiftness. With the swiftness. She got on that plane flying like she was in migration with the ducks. As if she was migrating. Yeah, she saw that mandingo and she made a plandingo. He won a triple crown. She flew to him. All expenses paid. He got the deed in her for 2 weeks. What more can you ask, gentlemen? Gentlemen, what more can you ask? The chick fly from another country to you. She not an unattractive young lady. I could see it with some ugly old chick. You be like, oh man, I see how he's stuck. This not some ugly old woman. She was throwing that credit card. She was throwing that coochie back and that credit card down. Credit card, coochie. Coochie, credit card. She was throwing the coochie back and the credit card down. Woo. Jay says, which is why we don't leave with our wallets, gentlemen. or wine and dine on the first date? Gentlemen, absolutely correct. Let's go back to the video. We're going to bring that part back.
But I'm telling y'all, I played the fool. I was just like, you know what? I'm here. I want to experience the culture. I'm already here. I already paid all this money to get here. Let me just rock this shit out and let's just do the damn thing, right? I wasn't expecting to, it's not like I didn't really, it's not like it would have broke me to pay for everything, but it's still, that's not what I expected. If I have a budget, I expect to only spend a certain amount of money. I wasn't expecting to pay for.
Yep, she was coming up the coochie and the credit cards. Credit card and coochie.
2 people for 12 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and excursions, and all of that. And when I tell y'all, I got sick when I was out there, like badly sick. Like the food had my stomach turning, like, and I'm not even trying to down Ghanaian food or nothing like that. It's just that I think that the type of whatever that the soups, however they make them, it must be used with well water or something. My stomach was fucked up. Like we had to go to the pharmacy so I can get something to stop up my system. Y'all, like it was hard to find a public restroom anywhere. Like, especially once you go outside the major city, like it's so hard. Like you pretty much can't find a public, you gotta and piss outside. I mean, so I kind of see why open defecation is a thing, because you ain't nowhere for you to go. Oh, and then let me tell you, baby, one time he pulls over to the side to pick up one of his friends. Okay, nice enough friend and everything, but I assumed that he was probably just as broke as old boy. And then we go to a botanical garden. Of course, I have to pay. You pay per car, so of course I had to pay because neither one of them had any money. So we go into this botanical garden. To be honest with you, I wasn't really having a good time. If you had saw the look on my face in some of the pictures I took, you would have been like, yeah, you was not happy, because I was not happy. Okay. So we sit down, like at this point I'm hungry. I'm like, and there was a restaurant there. So I'm like, okay, we'll go get some food. But then I just had a feeling, I'm like, this friend probably don't have no money. I already expected that I was going to have to pay for me and old boy. I just knew it. I'm like, we discussed this already. I already know he doesn't have the money, right? So of course, oh boy, his friend did not have any money to buy his own food. So I was nice about it, and I bought a plate for myself, and I bought a plate for them to share. Okay, because I wasn't gonna buy old boy a plate for himself. Like, you're not about to you're not just gonna treat me like I'm already being treated like an ATM, right? And like y'all, the entire trip, the entire time I was there, I mean, he did not pay for not one thing. And then he was, the whole time he talking about marriage and kids, and I'm looking like, bro, I'm not about to have no babies and be married to you. What type of lifestyle is that gonna be for me? I could not wait to get out of Ghana. I could not wait to come home to America. Like, I'm gonna just be all the way real with y'all. Like, I could not wait. I don't even see how that lady that was on Tariq Nasheed's live, I don't even see how she living out there. I saw where he was living at. There's no way. Like, it's literally like dorm style, like where it's like a bunch of rooms. Everybody has one room, and they basically live their life in a bedroom as if it's an apartment, and they share a bathroom with everybody that's living in there in the compound. And that's the lifestyle of a lot of people out there. And I don't know what she's living like. The lady that was on his live, I don't know what type of lifestyle she's living. I don't know how they are doing that shit, especially as an American, and we used to a lot of conveniences. I don't know how, like, the electricity kept going out, the water kept turning off, even at the hotel. Y'all, I could go more in depth into the story, but honestly, I don't want to make these videos too long. But I'm gonna just tell y'all, like, don't fall for the hype when it comes to Africa. And if you're a single woman, it's not gonna work, boo-boo.
We're hearing one side of the story, but I'll let her finish.
So now we're beefing, and I'm telling him, bro, like, if you don't want to come to the United States right now, you don't have to.
Now, for all you guys that weren't here earlier, this young lady right here, she's American Dominican. She went to Dominican Republic to find her man. You guys missed a good one. This is a part 2 to hers. She went to Dominican Republic to find herself a man, while there, this one right here, she found a man. They were together 4 years, married 3. He finally got a good job while in DR. She had gone back to the States. They're doing the long distance for a minute. He takes his money instead of saving it, because they had already applied for the visa for him to come to the States. Instead of saving his hard-earned money, he decided to build himself a house in DR. Not for him and her, for himself, even though they've been married 3 years. He ran out of money. For all you guys that weren't here earlier, he ran out of money. She sent him the rest of the money from the States. And what ended up happening, he finished off building his house. And the way that it looks, he built the house for his baby mama and himself in DR, even though he was married to this woman here for 3 years. So now you guys are caught up. We're about to do the part 2 to this woman here.
Let's work this stuff out and come in together in a healthier space. He refuses and he's like, we can push past this. Let's just go and live the life that we've always wanted to together.
Oh, by the way, this whole story that she's telling is because when he finally did come to the States, had his visa, on his way to get a green card, he left her after 2 weeks and went back to DR. After 2 weeks, he went back to DR. And so suddenly he pops back up. And what she's saying is they're trying to work it out.
So we come to the States, and when I tell you things were rocky from the jump, tíreme de un barranco. And of course, we were going to have the basic relationship fights, like put the toilet seat down, pick up after this, because now we're living with each other 24/7. Pero lo que no se justifica is, why is la sierva texting you at 6 in the morning, telling you about her personal problem? Why are you asking fulana de tal if she's eaten and recommending her to rent out the house? What house? And yes, moving to a whole different country is so hard, but I'm bending over backwards to make sure that you're having a good time. We're trying to help you acclimate in the best that I possibly can. From the moment that he set foot in the States, we tried really hard to help him find a job. But because his Social Security hadn't come in yet, he obviously couldn't start working, and we didn't want him to start working illegally just in case that brought any sort of problems. I will say though, one of the reasons why I fell in love with this man is because he knows how to work. He was never the one to...
Now, for those that weren't around for the beginning of the video, she said from the first time she met him, he was struggling to make money, save money, keep money. Now she's talking about, oh my God, he had so much drive. He was out there trying to get the money. That's why I fell in love with him. Well, wait a minute, sister. You told us on part 1 that from day 1, it was struggle love. And that's why you had to help him build the house that he built in DR.
Be lounging around. He always was trying to hustle, work, provide for both of us when I was living there and I didn't have a job. And even after both of us were settled in, like, he was always really good and never asking me for anything, even though I would be the one to offer. Which is why I was so understanding when I could see that he was restless being here and not having anything to do. Lo que yo no entiendo, however, is that your restlessness is coming because you know you have bills to pay in the Dominican Republic and kids to maintain, but you did absolutely nothing para ahorrar tu dinero cuando tú podías. So unfortunately, the bickering and fighting
Yes. When you take a man from not only from a different country, but he has children that he has to provide for, of course he's going to be restless because he thought that this was the land of opportunities and money and gold, and he thought that he would have a job. I wonder who put that in his head, that he would be able to find a job immediately. He would have been more, if she would have been honest with him and told him that it might be difficult for him to find a job, he wouldn't have left in the first place. He wouldn't have left in the first place. He left because you assured him of certain things, and those things were not met. And that's why the tension started, because he believed that you could do certain things as far as employment is concerned, and that didn't come through. And you want to distance yourself from that and say, well, that was his fault.
Continued, and one of the first things that he said in our real fight was, is this why you brought me here? Like, get me my flight so I can go back. To which I responded, what you're not going to do is sit here and try to make this like I was the one who brought you here. When
he said, is this why you brought me here? Get me my flight. He ain't even have enough money to go back. He told her, get me my flight, heifer. Get me my flight. Get me my flight back to DR. And he left after 2 weeks of being in the States with her.
this was actively your decision. Because what you're not trying to do is make this a me problem.
Let me debunk why passport sis don't work. Because of the delusion that women have. Men can say, you know what? I could go overseas and find me a woman that I'm looking for. I'm gonna be honest with you. American women do not have that luxury. I spoke to men in different countries. They ain't checking for y'all. Y'all don't come with the qualities that they want in women. I've talked to human men in real life that said American women is a no. Absolutely not. Why would they leave their women who are raised to treat their men and be cooperative for an American woman, unless they're trying to get a green card? And if that's the case,
so you want somebody to cater to you? You want a woman to be dependent on you?
No, we never said that. Men in general, globally, want submissive women. Women in other countries are not looking at submission as I'm a slave, and that's one of the main issues why foreign men are not checking for American women. So y'all don't have that luxury. Y'all got no problem taking care of it if you want the green card.
Thanks.
Within 60 days, he had his green card. Within. And none of his friends in Philadelphia, DC, or in Africa believed me.
Okay, we got another horror story. My husband, this sister right here, your queen, your sister queens, my husband is married with 2 kids. My husband, meaning that she got married with 2 kids, got this man a green card. Back in Nigeria, these women, the things that they would do for another man that they would not do for us.
Or believed him. So I said, I live so close to the border of Canada. Let's go spend the weekend in Canada. Just to show his friends he's got his green card. So then he said he wanted to go to nursing school. Absolutely. I back you 150% because I want him to do well. And the president of the small town that I lived in from Nigeria. So I made a point that he didn't feel lonely from his countrymen. This is the president of the university in this town. This is his son. They became fast friends. So me being, I will say naive, I said,
they always want to say that they naive, man. Casual Germ says this with the $10 love. He said, I know we're joking and learning, but many men get just as caught up being complacent on foreign land. This is true, brother. On foreign land in the Asia Pacific, aka the Philippines, for example. The rooster in the backyard doesn't lie. That is so true. So yes, we talked about that earlier. Men go through it, but tonight's topic is the ladies. Yes, men go through it, but tonight's topic, men don't do, let's put it like this. Men on a mass scale have not paid for houses to be built. A few people have done this, but not on a mass scale. Men have not sat back and decided to marry a woman that was already married in our home country. I'll say this again. This scenario right here is a woman that married a man that was already married in another country. This is very common. You do not hear this about men. Men do not marry married women in other countries. In the Philippines, if you get caught smashing another man's wife, you can go to jail. You can go to jail in the Philippines if you get caught having an affair with another man's wife, a one-night stand with another man's wife. I don't care if she was pay for play. You will be locked up in the Philippines. That's how serious they are about marriage. So that's what women do. Another example we're going to hear tonight. A young lady used her college loan money, sent it to men in another country. Men don't be doing that. We do not get our money, go to school, enroll, get your FAFSA application completed, get your college loan money. And then as soon as we get our college loan money, we're going to ship it over to DR. Men ain't doing that, but the women do. We're going to hear tonight about a woman that refinanced her house and sent the money to Africa to a dude who she ain't never met before. Men are not refinancing houses to send the money to some chick in Brazil. We ain't doing all that. We might do some stuff. You are right, brother. There's a lot of stuff that we can sit back and say, come on, fellas. We know better than that. But we are not refinancing houses. You're going to hear about this tonight. That's the crazy part that makes us different. IMF says this. He say, that's what I'm saying. He say, these chicks know the dude's married and want to flex that they stole them from another woman. Oh, yeah, Vic. Yeah, we're going to hear about that tonight. Yes, sir. Refinance the house and sent the money overseas. Sent the college loan money overseas. Let's go. Let's listen to this sister. All of them talk about they naive. I was young. I was dumb.
He said, my dad is sick. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known.
Not the sick.
I have to go back to Nigeria. And I said, oh, I've always wanted to go. I have a passport. I will go with you. Oh, no. And let me put this in there. He wanted fufu. I made him fufu. The stew, the goat stew, I would go to the Mexican market and get chivo. Chivo is goat meat. I'd make that for him. Anything, because that's the way I was raised. My mother, 1 out of 11, the youngest out of 8 girls. My mom, she kept the house. You be a good wife. So I kept on saying, I can't go with you to Elisha. So I said, okay, let me let you go. Bought him a car, but we're married now. So that's what you.
So she thought, so she making him, his home meals from his home country. She's paying for his flight back to his home country. She's purchased him a car. He wanted to go to nursing school. Man, like I said earlier, if y'all American men don't stop playing around and get you a fake foreign accent, I don't care. Stop. If you got a Texas accent, stop it. Stop talking like you from Texas. You need to get you a Brazilian accent. You dudes from New York, cut that New York accent out. You need to get you a UK accent, mate. You dudes from Canada, if you don't start talking like you from Australia, like you from New Zealand, some dang where, having a foreign accent, you get the hookup. All you black dudes in Atlanta, y'all better stop talking like you T.I. and start talking like you from Nigeria, Ghana, or Kenya. It's time to take advantage of these accents because the dude with the foreign accent is winning. Winning. As long as you sound like you from Atlanta, they ain't trying to do nothing for you. As long as you sound like you are from D.C., they ain't trying to do nothing for you. If you from the state of Washington and you sound like Sir Mix-a-Lot, if you sound like anybody from Seattle, you ain't gonna get hooked up. But as soon like you sound like you from South Sudan, they rolling the red carpet out for you. They gonna buy you a car. She said she put him through nursing school. We just sat back and we looked at the other sister. She built him a house, helped him pay for building a house in his home country. The other sister, did she not say that she paid for the gas of the car, paid for the whole trip, gave him the coochie and the credit cards, paid for his friends' food? All these dudes had to do was have foreign accents. That's all they had to do. I don't know why we American men keep on using American accents when we know now if you have a foreign accent, American women will roll out the red carpet. You better be like Madonna used to do. Remember when Madonna first moved to UK? Madonna had the worst British accent, but she was working that thing. You could tell Madonna she was not born in the UK. Her accent was horrible, but she was trying to work it. You better do like Madonna. You better pretend like you from Venezuela, because these are the men that's getting this treatment. But they are telling you as American men, I ain't going 50-50. I need a man that's going to take me to Ruth Chris. I need a man that's going to cash app me, Venmo me, PayPal. They telling y'all all this as long as you sound like an American man. But the moment you sound like you from Ghana, South Africa, Eritrea, the moment if you're a white brother and you sound like you from Italy, Spain, France, Greece, Poland, Czech Republic, Turkey, Qatar, the moment you got you an accent, bruh, watch they open up their legs and their wallets. Man, you American men gonna stay broke. You gonna stay broke. If you got a foreign accent, you ain't never got to pay for a drink in the club again. If you got a foreign accent, you ain't never got to fill up your gas tank again. If you fake like you got a foreign accent, you can get that coochie and she'll pay you child support and y'all ain't even got no child. She paying you child support every month and y'all ain't even got no kids. Man, y'all keep on trying to act like y'all. Forget them Detroit accents. Forget them Chicago accents. Ohio, you better learn how to speak like you from France. You better learn how to speak like you from France. Like you coming from Morocco. Y'all losing. You American men with them American accents, you dudes are losing. These women are cussing y'all out, fussing y'all out, calling y'all lame, calling y'all weak, calling y'all inconsistent. But as soon as a dude says, me no black, he could get all the coochie and he can get a house built. You better put that American pride to the side. You better put that red, white, and blue. Man, if I was in the States, man, I'd put my red, white, and blue flag up in the closet. You'll be seeing me walk around with a Japanese flag. You'll see me with different accents and different flags every month. 1 month I'm walking around with a Guyanese shirt on. and I'm using a Guyanese accent. Next month, I'm sounding like I'm Japanese, trying to pretend like I'm trying to learn English. Next month, I'm going to be sounding like I'm from Wales or Ireland. I'm going to be Black Ireland. I'm going to be Black Irish. Next month, I'm going to have me a British accent. Next month, I'm going to have me an accent from Kuwait. Next month, I got me an accent from the Virgin Islands. I am going to have all them accents. Ain't no way in hell I'm being in the United States talking like you Americans. My English going to be so broken up. You think my English is about to go through a divorce. That's how my English would be. It would be all broken up, like a bad relationship. Every other word would be mispronounced. Anytime you got a sentence with 7 letters, I only know how to pronounce, 7 words. I only know how to pronounce 3. I'm waiting for some female to ask me, where you from? That's going to be my end. If I was in the States, I'll be working towards one question and one question only, waiting for fine females to say, ooh, where you from? I'll be throwing my Congo accent off in there. I'll be like, I'm from the Congo, baby. Man, I be lying so much, I just make up stuff. I'm from Rwanda. Rwanda don't even exist. I'll be lying and saying I'm from Rwanda. Rwanda is real? Yeah, I'm from there. I'm from Rwanda. I'll be making up a capital. I'm from the capital city of Rwanda. Kamukmuk. What city you from in Rwanda? I'm from Kamukmuk. How do you spell that? QUMUKMUKCQUE. Kamukmuk. That's the city I'm from. I'll be walking around like, hey, where you from? I'm from Kamukmuk. You know he from Kamukmuk. Where is that? In Rwanda? Really? I thought Rwanda was fake. It was in the movies. I live in Kamukmuk in Rwanda. All of a sudden, all these Atlanta chicks be building houses for me, financing cars. I be like, I want to build a house for myself made up. I be telling chicks like, baby, I wanted to build a house for us in Rwanda. But vibranium is so expensive. I can't afford the vibranium. If you just give me, all I need is about 200,000. I could build us a house of vibranium. I be having chicks give me money to build vibranium motherfucking houses. Vibranium houses, bro. Y'all be talking about, hey Dre, what's up, man? Hey, don't speak to me in English. Don't be speaking to me in English. What's up? So how's it go? Hey, I just had Lil Mama build me a house in where? Kamukmuk? Where? Rwanda, dog. You got females thinking you from Rwanda? Man, she just built me a house made out of vibranium. She just built me a house made out of vibranium, bruh. So when I tell you American men, stop using your whatever city you from, Philadelphia, stop talking like you from Philly. Stop it. Talk like you from the Philippines, not Philadelphia, Philippines. Get you a Philippine accent. I didn't even know they had black people in the Philippines. You'll be like, Y'all been to Thailand enough to learn enough Thai to where y'all can go back to the States and pretend like you was born in Thailand. I didn't know they had black people in Thailand. I'm from the village. I'm from a small black village in Thailand. And you throw that little bit of Thai that you learned when you was on Walking Street in Pattaya, you throwing Phuket Thai at her. She don't know no better. She from Atlanta. Next thing you know, she buying you a car and giving you a gas card. Vic said, y'all got me dying over here. I'm just saying, Vic, I'm telling the truth. Them American accents gonna keep y'all men broke. You gonna have to spend money. Y'all already know, we know the stats. The average American man is spending $15,000 a year on dating, mating, and relationships in America. $15,000 a year. You could do so much with that $15,000 a year if all you got to do is fake an accent. And now you can double that. You can have your own $15,000 invested it over here because you know that this American woman is dumb enough to give you $30,000. She gonna learn she gonna be learning recipes from your country that don't even exist. What recipe is that? I learned this online. It's a Rwandan recipe. You be like, wait a minute. You mean she gonna be on TikTok learning how to make grits? I'm making a XX grits. She gonna be making you Black Panther porridge. I'm making my baby Black Panther porridge. The Black Panther pudding. You gonna have Black Panther pork chops. She gonna mix it up as a dessert. Rwandan watermelon. All type of recipes that don't even exist in a country that don't even exist. And you live in the capital of a country that don't even exist. But hey, you got a free car out of it. Y'all better stop leaving. Go ahead. Y'all think I'm playing. Okay, keep laughing at me. Hey. I might come to the Black Manosphere Conclave with a fake accent. But I might not do it because I know that attracts women in the States. If you got any type of accent in the States, it's going to attract the women. They're going to be Googling, what accent is that? Oh, he's from Rwanda for real. I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you, I'm from Kamuk. QUKWKKMOOMUKCQUE. Kamuk. You're going to be enjoying the Black Panther pudding. It don't even exist. She just made it up. It's just going to be all dark chocolate pudding. I'm serious, man. Y'all laughing. Y'all see what these women doing? Sister says she bought that man a car. You can't even you men in the States can't get a woman to buy y'all a box of crayons. You can't get a woman to buy you a box of crayons in the States. And these foreign men are getting cars and houses. These chicks are refinancing their houses to send the money to the foreign man. And you guys can't even get a box of crayons. You can't even get a chick to buy you a pack of 9-laters. You can't get a chick to buy you a pack of 9-laters to give to your child. The banana 9-laters. The strawberry 9-later. You can't even get a pack of strawberry 9-laters with 7 in the pack. And these dudes are getting houses built and bank accounts. They can't even get colored pencils. Nope. Can't even get a box of colored pencils. Box of chalk. You can't get a chick in the States to buy you a bag of charcoal for a barbecue. And these chicks are sending money to be houses to be built in other countries. Get you a foreign accent, you'll thank me.
Became fast friends. So me being, I will say naive, I said, he said, my dad is sick. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. I have to go back to Nigeria. And I said, oh, I've always wanted to go. I have a passport. I will go with you. Oh, no, 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 no. And let me put this in there. He wanted fufu. I made him fufu. The stew, the goat stew, I would go to the Mexican market and get chivo. Chivo is goat meat. I'd make that for him. Anything, because that's the way I was raised. My mother, 1 out of 11, the youngest out of 8 girls. My mom, she kept the house. You be a good wife. So I kept on saying, I can't go with you to Elisha, So I said, okay, let me let you go. Bought him a car, but we're married now. So that's what you're supposed to do. He needs transportation to get to the college, to go to school. So he left for Nigeria for 60 days. I never heard one word from him. I did not hear one word. And I would call him, is everything okay? Is your father okay? Is there anything I can do on my end? With the president of the university, he's from Nigeria. Maybe we, nothing. So then let me tell you something. I did something to my back or something at work. So I didn't go to work. And I thought, well, I know I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly, but I'll try to learn how to say it correctly. Maiwa. I'd let him check the mail all the time because I thought, okay, maybe it's a thing. It's okay. So this time while he was gone in Nigeria, I wouldn't check the mail.
The look on her face, there's more to tell. Let us continue.
It was the documents of his wife, his 2 children. They were planning to move to California.
Damn. She don't even live in California. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player. He was already American. He got the green card. He flew back to lay the foundation for the fam. He about to leave this chick in her little small town. This the funny part. Y'all ready? This the sad part. This how dirty dudes could be, but this how men stick together. This is dirty, but this how men stick together. That Nigerian college professor knew what was going on. That Nigerian college professor who she introduced him to, he know his people. He know when she said, I haven't heard from him in 60 days. That Nigerian college professor was like, yeah, he gone. Yeah, he got a family over there. But he ain't want to break her heart like that. But that Nigerian college professor, he knew what was popping off. He just didn't tell her. Because he knew she wasn't going to believe him. He wasn't going to believe him, but that Nigerian college professor already knew the game. He know his people, just like we know our people as Americans. We know how Americans move and how Americans act. That man was like, yeah, the hustle is real. Shout out to the Nigerian pride.
He didn't know it would come when he was gone. And I told my friend from Ghana, I said, what do you think? Should I open it? And he said, open it. And I said, no, it's addressed to him. I cannot, betray his trust. He said, open it. Opened it. It was his wife's credentials, his kids' school credentials. His name was Maiwa Dari Akande.
This woman married a man that she couldn't even pronounce his name. This woman married a man. Man, you American man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. These stories with the Passport Sisters just let me know how weak we are as American men, because these foreign men with no money get away with mass murder. These dudes don't have a third of the charm, the looks, the charisma, the fight, nothing. They don't have nothing on us. Nothing on us. Except that they don't simp for American women the way that we do. All night long, we've been listening to dudes from other countries come up with no money. And these American women are bowing the knee with the credit card, bowing the knee like the Game of Thrones, dropping the credit card in front of the throne, bruh. The last chick that we looked at, did she not say she's in Ghana with diarrhea? This man has her in a village with no public bathrooms. He got her with diarrhea, taking shits in public, pissing in public. They ain't gonna let you do that. They will not let you get away with that. You can't get a box of crayons from these American women. But the African dude with no money got them chicks over there shitting behind trees and bushes in public, got ants crawling up their leg, wiping their behind with leaves in old potato chip bags, wiping their behind with old potato chip bags, leaves. Come on, man. They just confirming everything that these women say they won't do for one man, they'll do for another man. Everything that they say they will never do for you, these women are doing for these foreign men. And we've been watching video after, how many years have we been watching these videos? At least 3-4 years. And we've been watching these videos over and over, and all the stories are basically the same. When the women came out they wallet like crazy. And then they want to look at you American dudes talking about something 50-50, but they building houses for the dudes that's from DR, buying houses for the dudes and buying cars for the guys in Nigeria. This woman put that man through nursing school and bought him a car, helped him with, married him, so she thought, helped him get a green card. This man had, this is what you call audacity. This man didn't get him a P.O. box at the post office, right? He had been in America long enough. He didn't get at the post office. He didn't get a P.O. box. This man had his family's documents come directly to her house, like F that heifer. Like a true pimp. Yeah, that's my family's documents. Put them back. Don't you lose them. She got the kids' dental records. She got the kids' school records. She got their marriage license, family photos, joint bank accounts, all the information, all the documents are there, birth certificates of all the kids and the wife. And they had planned on moving to the most expensive country in the States. So you know he was making good money as a nurse. California. They had planned, T-Mac, Jay Fleming, they had planned on moving to California with all you Californian brothers. Shout out to all you Cali dudes. Let me show some love to you California dudes. There we go. They had planned on relocating to California. So he was making good money as a nurse after she had paid for him to go through nursing school. Thank you, babe. Whatever you want, whatever you think, because I know you're gonna give me something. Yeah. Yes, sir. Winter is officially here, man. Yep, she came to Bush Keisha. Right. So I don't want to hear these women talk about nothing. Yeah, wiping their behind with poison. I was trying to think of a third one, Vic. That's a good one. Wiping their behind with poison ivy. Man, these women funny, man. Let's bring that back a little bit. Let's keep.
And he said, open it. And I said, no, it's addressed to him. I cannot, betray his trust. He said, open it. Opened it. It was his wife's credentials, his kids' school credentials. His name was Maiwa Dari Akande. So my last name wasn't even get to be. Gidigbi. I was shook and I said, okay. Now my sister worked for intelligence in the state of Washington. And I was telling her, because I'm the youngest girl. And so she ran him. She went to, what is it? Not INS or whatever you do to get your green card. And I should have known when we went for the interview, I had all the documents. The lady is looking at me and him. And she says to Maiwa, how many times have you been in this country? He said, this is my first. So this throws me off. I'm looking like, what? And you've never been kicked out of this country? No. And I'm looking. And you've never come with an assumed name? No. I'm looking at him like, what is this coming from? Okay, so my sister finds out that he's been kicked out of the country twice. Now, this man has to be brilliant.
This man been kicked out the country of the United States 2 times. If these sisters don't know how to pick them, they know how to pick them. I'm hearing parts of the story that I haven't even heard before.
To get by the United States, he comes back in. This is his 3rd time coming back in. So I'm confused. So no contact while he's in Nigeria. So I said, okay. So I went to INS and I said, can you please, I went to the same lady. I said, I want to see the same interviewer for the green card because she gave him the green card. She approved it. And so I said, what did you see? And she said, I cannot tell you these things. So when he's about to come back to the States, he's going to come into New York. And from New York, he'll come to Seattle. So I said, still hadn't heard from him.
I told y'all, did I not say if you fake your accent in Seattle, you in? So he's going to move. He had planned to move from Seattle to California. I told y'all.
So when he comes through, now INS has flagged him.
Good.
So as he comes into New York, they detain him. First time I've heard from him in 3 months.
We are going to be talking about the Passport Sisters once again, because they are once again in the algorithm causing a little bit of mischief here overseas. Now, I'm not just talking about, the regular stuff. They are actually getting in trouble in regards to, what do they always tell us about? Paying for, the sexual work. So they're getting caught for that over there. And believe it or not, they're actually saying that the men overseas aren't what they thought they were. huh. But they were telling us that the men are more masculine and take care of their women. I wonder what changed.
Problem cuando tú era the one who needed to save his money. But anyways, para cortarle story time, by the second week, he was already telling me that he was ready to go home. And I begged, y yo le lloré, y le pedí to please stay.
Because it's all your idea. The only reason why you went to the Dominican Republic for 10 months is because you knew you were coming back to the United States. You wanted to build good faith, and that's why you went.
I thought that I'd done my homework as I asked Emmanuel very pointedly over many discussions, what is it that you have? He told me I have a house near the beach and I own coconut farms.
Okay, let me lay it down. I'm right. I caught that. She begged that man. She wouldn't beg an American dude, but she was begging that Dominican dude. We got another horror story. This woman flew out to Africa, another one. No proof of this man's lifestyle. She asked him, she didn't see on video chat any of these things. Flew out to Africa. He said he had this big house on a mansion. House on the hill. 5 bedrooms. But let's hear what the truth was.
And I sold all my stuff in America and merged with him in Ghana in the hopes that
he sold everything. They ain't gonna sell everything for you American men, but they would do it for a foreign man.
that we're growing together.
LaToya was sure she had married her perfect match, romantically and economically. She believed he owned a 5-bedroom house. But after they married, a bombshell. Emmanuel didn't actually own the house.
Emmanuel admitted that he was the one that helped build the house, but his sister is the one who owns the house.
If that was the issue, maybe she did. I don't know, but there's a.
Let's hold up. Let's go back. Shout out to Emmanuel. Emmanuel found another one. She sold everything that she had. Emmanuel said, I built the front porch. Emmanuel said, hold up, wait a minute now. Part of the house is mine. I built the front porch. You see that nail right there? I paid for that nail. The porch wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. I built the front porch of this 5-bedroom house. I've got sweat. I didn't mean real equity. I meant sweat equity. You didn't hear me over the phone. I said, yeah, I got sweat equity in this 5-bedroom house. You thought I had financial equity. I didn't say financial equity. I just said I got sweat equity. You sold everything else, sold your house thinking I had financial equity. No, I just had some sweat equity, girl. These passport sisters, bruh. Get your accent together, American men. Get your accent together because these women are falling for it in record numbers.
Was sure she had married her perfect match, romantically and economically. She believed he owned a 5-bedroom house. But after they married, a bombshell. Emmanuel didn't actually own the house.
Emmanuel admitted that he was the one that helped build the house, but his sister is the one who owns the house.
If that was the issue, maybe she did. I don't know, but that's why I say I think there's some things missing here.
Let's work this out. Wait, the papers are going to come. You're going to be able to start working. It doesn't make sense for you to go back and start working there when the money that you could be earning there, you can earn it here in your first check. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. And he just made his decision that he was going to leave. And he did. I had told him that if he decided to leave, that our relationship was done because I was not going to be with someone who's going to come and only be here for 2 weeks and decide that they can't handle the pressure and just bounce.
Pressure.
When I moved to the Dominican Republic.
The pressure. It is. There are men in America right now who can't find a job. It's tough for Americans, especially men, to find a job. But you want this guy to come here who don't know the language, who don't know his way around, to just magically find a job. It doesn't work like that unless you have a job lined up, which is what a work visa would be for.
Public, and I lived there for 10 months looking for a job without finding one, just struggling just because I wanted to be with this man, because I wanted to give our relationship a shot. So you're going to tell me that I can go ahead and do that, and I can fly back and forth for 4 years, spending my money, my time, and my resources, and you can't come here and sit there with me and struggle past 2 weeks?
Struggle love.
No.
Struggle love. I thought you heifers hate struggle love. I thought y'all hate struggle love. Y'all talking about, I don't want no struggle love. Well, she was all for that struggle love, right?
So ultimately we were going back and forth, but essentially I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And when he saw that I was really serious this time about ending the relationship for the first time, and I don't know how many times I broke up with him, he started feeling the heat. And so one Sunday night, he surprised me by flying back to the States, unbeknownst to me, knocking on my door without knowing my address. How did you get here, sir? And asking me to give him another shot. But by then it was too late. I did not recognize him. I looked at him and I didn't feel anything for him anymore, which it's hard to say, but just like the love wasn't there the way that it was before. So the next day I just told him he had to pick up his crap and go, because I just couldn't do this anymore. And that's what he did. The first thing that he packed was his visa, and he left to St. Croix to work. And then a week later, he went back to the Dominican Republic. So I filed for divorce about 2.5 weeks later.
Remember, he went back to DR. For those of you that weren't here, he went back to DR and had a brand new house that she paid for, that he built from the ground up, waiting for him in DR. That's the part. It's not like he going back to DR. He ain't had nowhere to go. This woman right here paid for this dude's, for the dude's house to be built. Not a house for both of them. He already told her, this house is for me. Crazy. He probably just left. It didn't say ish either. Probably she tried to make it seem like she put him out. He probably just left straight up.
And last Friday, he signed the divorce papers. So this is all actively still happening, and it's still very fresh. And I know there are a lot of people on here who say, oh my God, girl, like nunca, I would never. But you don't really know what you're going to do in a situation unless you're in it. And
now, I want y'all to understand something. She dated this guy for 4 years and then married him a year later. You didn't take the time to really get to know that guy. I could see of a situation where you knew him for 10, 15 years and y'all were cool and friends with each other, and you decided to start dating, and then you got married. Like, you wanted to be a passport sis, even though she is, I'm assuming, is of Dominican descent, and maybe she has lived there before. But she is very Western. She's a Western Americanized woman. I think he realized that, and that's why he wanted to leave.
I had a lady call and tell me that she took out her 401k to finance the guy she's dating abroad, his visa.
Now this woman's going to tell several stories. She just said she knows a lady that took out money from her 401k to send it to a man in a foreign country to so-called help pay the attorney fees and everything and the application fees so my man could get a visa. 401k money.
I had another girl tell me that she sent her tuition reimbursement to the guy.
So y'all sending college money out? These women sending college reimbursement money to the men in foreign countries. You're supposed to be in college focused. You sending money to men in other. Like I said, you American men she won't even buy you a soda. And these women are taking money out of their 401ks, tuition reimbursement, and what else?
The guy she dating abroad for his visa. And then I seen a white woman, I was online, I seen a white woman. She took and refinanced her house. Sent the money to the guy, and I'm just like, what is going on?
Not the white woman. Anybody but the white woman. White woman refinanced her whole motherfucking house. Refinanced her house. These women better not ever say anything about the Passport Bros again.
Going on with us American women that these men abroad is taking us out. I just want to say a few things. If you can barely afford your life and your kid's life, why would you go and finance a whole man, another man, a whole man life, his visa? I know the concept. I know you're thinking, oh, well, if I invest in him now, when he gets to America, he's going to invest in me. Baby girl, don't go like that all the time. It don't go like that majority of the time. Long distance is cool. It's hard work and it has its benefits. But it has to be with a person who has morals and integrity. I mean, we all have motives on why we want love. We all want love. It's not good that man should be alone. The Bible told us that. So we're always meant to be with somebody. But we gotta be wise in our decisions. I'm seeing girls, I know friends, personally, who went abroad, married a man across the world. He's not here yet. He's waiting for his visa, but you're pregnant. I know girls that...
Oh, my God. And the plot thickens.
Have got pregnant within like 1 year of dating. Why would you get pregnant by a man you have not lived with? You don't know him like that. Even if you're married, even if you're dating abroad. I just see a lot of American women, black, white, they taking the white women out by the thousands. Oh my God, a white woman is giving up houses, cars, and lands. But if you financially can't take care of yourself now, don't think that you can take care of a man and finance his whole visa. And don't think that visa process is, once he gets over. No, then it's the next 2-year visa. Then it's the 10-year visa. God forbid he want his other his kids to come here. Then you got to finance that. It takes so much to go into this. And a lot of times they benefit more than what you benefit. And I just feel like it's not, sometimes it just don't be worth it. It's not for some chocolate dick. I get it. You know? But majority of the time, it don't be worth it. And I'm seeing my sisters, oh God, calling me stressed out, crying. What should I do? How long do this take? What's going on? It's just a lot of work. You financing, you flying back and forth to his country, back and forth. Since I did it so many times that it's just a lot. And if you financially can't do it, why would you? Because let me tell you something about men. Men gonna always put themselves first. Always. Always. Always, always. They're always gonna put themselves first.
Hey, you can't make this up. You can't make this ish up. In the words of Tommy Sotomayor, make it make sense. Make it make sense. At the end of the day, guys, we might, as men that travel, we might not do everything perfectly. Okay, cool. But we don't have as many horror stories like the ones we heard tonight. Be happy about that. They taking record losses. the college tuition reimbursement. They taking money out of their 401ks. Come on, ladies. Ooh, I had to sneeze. Praise the Lord. Come on, ladies. At the end of the day, guys, we all, whether it be male or female, we got to be careful out there, because there are people that will prey on us as foreigners to them. And if it looks too good to be true, whether it be male or female, ladies, it probably is. And we need to get rid of that person, whether they be male or female. If we think in our minds that they are perfect, get rid of her, because she's not. But if you think that that woman, and for you ladies, that that guy is just a human being, well, you might have a chance that that's who they are. Just a human being with the rest of us. The mistake that we continue to make, those of us who travel as Americans, Canadians, and those from the West, we keep putting in our mind this pie in the sky image of these people in their foreign countries. We got to stop doing that. Whether it be men in Medellin getting drugged and never waking up, or whether it be women refinancing their houses and buying land for foreign men. Either way, we need to be careful. Shout out to all you guys out here. We've got a wedding that we're going to be attending tomorrow. I was looking forward to movie night. We got a wedding that we're going to be attending tomorrow. And then I'm going to be on a different live stream with my boy Sean D. Upshaw on Sunday. His live stream, which is This Could Get Ugly. So I'll be sending you guys the link to that to join us there. But shout out to all you guys. I knew you guys were going to have fun with this one tonight. I knew you would have fun with this one tonight, because these stories were crazy. And I got a bunch more. I got a bunch more Passport Sis stories that I put to the side. So don't think that these are rare incidences. Let's get ready to head up out of here. Let's get ready to head up out of here, gentlemen. Let's do an outro video.
You say you're special, one of a kind, one of the better boys. I'm on your level, that's what you say, but all I hear is noise. I don't have time for trying my luck. I've been too hurt before. You're not that special, just give it up. I think I've had enough. I'm too busy loving my friends. I ain't got no love to spare for you. I'ma be that girl to the end. It don't really matter what you do. Guess I have to tell you again, 'cause you haven't got the news. Boy, you really need to understand that I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, I don't wanna be your girlfriend. All I want is time with my girlfriend. So I don't wanna be your girlfriend. I know you want me, boy, I can tell. So deep under my spell. Sorry, not sorry that I'm no help, 'cause I'm full of myself. Boy, don't you worry, you'll find someone who wants you back, but that is not me. So give it up, haven't you had enough? I'm too busy loving my friends. I ain't got no love to spare for you. I'ma be that girl to the end. It don't really matter what you do. Guess I have to tell you again, 'cause you haven't got the news. Boy, you really need to understand that I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, I don't wanna be your girlfriend. All I want is time with my girlfriend. So I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, 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 girlfriend. No, 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 Yeah, yeah. And I never wanna be your